Yeah, it's not you.
Yeah, it's not you.
I'm a professional streamer, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a professional streamer, ladies and gentlemen.
It really helps when you switch your scenes off, because when you have your intro scene, which doesn't have your microphone enabled, that doesn't work out very well. Because when you have your intro scene, which doesn't have your... So, hi, Spices. Hi, Chris. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, everybody else. I see some folks in the chat. Feel free to lurk. You're always welcome here either way. If you want to be part of the conversation, that's awesome too. I welcome everybody. Just by being here and watching, you are helping, or any kind of help that you want to be. I'm not one to judge or put people in buckets. So, howdy. Trying to figure out what we're going to do tonight. I have many ideas, but nothing is really singing to me. We have a bunch of stuff we still have to do. We still have to do some significant work in our Nether portal, and we might spend some time doing that. Hey, Lauren. And Spices, I did finish the new logo, and thank you so much for commissioning that. I think I'm happy with it. It will definitely be in the next video. So I will try that out. I still have an A and a B that I'm not entirely certain which one I like more, but I'm leaning towards the one that I showed last in Discord, where it was the one with the texturized bread and everything. But again, I'm very appreciative because that was really clean and it was much easier to start from that and come up with something that I was really happy with. So thanks much. Colin, good to see you too. While I am using some vanilla tweaks, I was going to show them, but I can't. But I do have a video that's a behind the scenes that says exactly what the settings are and everything that I use in this world. It goes over all the add-ons and all the vanilla tweaks that I do use. Most of it is purely quality of life. So hopefully everybody's having a great evening. Right now, I'm just kind of looking around thinking for inspiration, because we have a case of having too many projects and not entirely being certain what I want to prioritize over the other. One of the things, one of the reasons I'm here is because I'm really not happy with this storage system. It's fine, but it fills up really fast. Because if you saw this episode, we get something like 40,000 drops an hour from this Guardian farm. It won't work unless I'm actually in the overworld, because it pushes them through here. But the storage fills up really fast. And because it's hopper-based, part of the problem with it is very frequently we start filling up these lines, and each hopper line can only handle 9,000 items an hour, which is why they're double stacked, so you can do double hopper speed. But frequently I'll come here, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but the Guardians tend to like to fall on this side over here to what is now my left. And... oh, thank you, Albant. That's awesome. I appreciate the follow. But for some reason, when the Guardians come through, even though the portal is oriented this way, they all end up on the left. Like, the left is this row right here. When they're bouncing around, I guess, I don't know, maybe part of the way that they're coded isn't completely random, and they go much more to the left than they do to any other direction. So this line is frequently overloaded. So what I was thinking of doing was changing it so that this became droppers, because I can do that at observer speed, which is a 1 tick clock, and then using slime blocks, much like we did with the bartering farm, to kind of punt them down about 20 to 30 blocks that way. Because if I do that, then I can create another portal and I can send them back to the overworld, and then I can start using water in order to do them and do all the hoppers and everything, and it just becomes much, much easier. So that's part of what I have been thinking. Oh, Spices, thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, we went nuts. Like, my my number 1 and number 2 days of most subs are the last 2 days. I was ecstatic the other day when we got 26 subs in one day, and then the day after that we got 37. So for whatever reason, I went from not having a tremendous amount of attention on YouTube to having all the attention on YouTube. So it's I'm very appreciative of whatever happened with the algorithm, and so that's that it's still blowing my mind. I quite frankly I don't know what happened, and it's great. So hooray! Sip of tea. So the other thing that we can do, because the Guardian farm, there's a lot of stuff here I still need to play around with. The problem with doing the new portals is, if you remember from a couple of streams ago, they changed the way Nether portals work in 1.16.4. So the way that they link now is really... Oh, hi, friend. How are we doing? That didn't kill you? All right, fine. We'll play baseball. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed again. Come on. Hit me. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. There we go. Much better. But, yeah, what was... Now I'm totally blanked. The screaming gas distracted me a little bit. Portals and how they work, yes. So portals in 1.16.4 have definitely worked differently, and the way they link now is not the same as it has been, and I don't 100% understand it. So I want to make sure that I understand this before we start doing a whole project, which doesn't work, because watching somebody fail for 2 hours probably isn't that interesting, unless you really enjoy the Schadenfreude, which, in case if you do, then maybe this is the stream for you after all. Yeah, well, it definitely does seem to get easier as you get bigger. Like, YouTube loves to recommend content to me that I already subscribe to, and things that are very similar to the things that I already subscribe to, which I suppose makes sense. Like, if I like it, then I'll like something else. But it's all the big folks. Like, I never get recommended for somebody who has less than 5,000 followers or so. But, okay, so yeah, so I think we won't do the portal over there. We do still have a lot of the stuff here. Like, for example, I still need to dig this out and start continuing on with our Nether hub here. And there's other stuff like digging out to the end portal and making that correct, and digging out to some of the other destinations that we've got. So that's a possibility. We could also continue doing our villager trading hall, which we did last stream. And I do always enjoy doing that because it's nice to get more trades going, and it's nice to complete a project. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out. Hey, Elf, how is it going? The chickens and boats is, so that is something what you can do is you put a boat right here in the portal and you put 2 chickens in it. It considers these 2 blocks to be full, so it will push out anything that comes through the portal. My problem isn't that they get stuck on the portal, it's the variance of it. So, and a lot of it isn't when they come out, because they seem pretty randomized when they come out, but for whatever reason, they always stack to the side. But I appreciate that. I'm thankful that people are helping to solve. And if anybody is confused at who I'm talking to, I am multi-streaming right now. So what I'm doing is I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. And so that's why I'm talking to people that you may not see. If you are new here and you have the capability to, I would appreciate it if you could follow and watch on Twitch, because I'm trying to monetize Twitch and get affiliate on that so that I can donate the money I make off of that to charity. I am 100% charity streamer. If you don't know, I see that we've got a decent amount of people across the two, so I do want to explain. I do Building Bread, which is a web series, and I donate all the profits that I make off of this, specifically to local food banks. And monetizing YouTube is kind of hard. Basically, you have to have 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours of public watch video. I'm kind of liking the little souls that come up here. This is entertaining, at least for me. Hopefully it is for you too. But yeah, so whenever you go through here, what you need to do is to monetize yourself with Twitch, you only need to have 50 followers and have an average of 3 people watching per stream. And we've basically got everything we need to do for affiliate status except for the 50 followers. So if anybody is watching that is new, I would appreciate it if you could watch and follow on Twitch, and that would make me very happy. If you can't, that's fine. Just being here helps, and I'm greatly appreciative of that by itself. Bigger collection systems so you can use both sides of the portal. I could do that, but the problem still is if we're using hoppers, because we can't use water in the Nether, we're still limited to 9,000 items per hour per hopper line. So if it's, and since hoppers are only unidirectional, it doesn't really matter how many I have in one direction or the other. It's still going to be bottlenecked to 2 hopper lines above and below. Brody, how is it going? So, okay, so we could continue to do this hub. We've got some stuff down here. Bam! I was hoping I'd be able to get the fly through, but no. Oh well. I don't know how you... what is the spawn? I thought these guys shouldn't be able to spawn because my light levels are higher than 11 here. And everything... Oh, it's because there's netherrack over here. That's right. That's fine. No problem. At least it understands. So... over here, I have an area that I need to dig out still. Where does this lead? This leads over here to the Sunflower Plains and also to a bastion. The Sunflower Plains, the reason why I have a specific portal over here is that's the only place you can get the 2 high yellow flower. So we had to make a voyage out there in order to find one and then come back. So we've got that. We've got our original portal way over here. Here's a blast from the past. I haven't been down here in a long time. Where basically, so down here is where we originally started, and this is the original hub that we designed. This is the first zombie spawner that we found. And way down here, and I want to build this up so that it's at the proper level rather than having to go down, 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 is our original farmhouse. If you haven't been watching the series, like we left this, I think, in like episode 7 or something is when we left this area and came to our main area now. So we'll do a little blast from the past tour in here, which it's still pretty cozy. And our original heads and everything we gathered, including our first Ender Dragon kill and our first Shulkerbox head and our first Wandering Trader encounter. Oh, thank you. I'm very happy with this, with the Nether Hub tunnel. It came out really well. While my favorite type of wood, it is probably spruce. For some reason, I really like building in the taiga biomes, like having that much spruce. But we got very lucky here, and this whole thing is a dark forest. Let me actually sleep, because I know that even though I've got this relatively well lit up, the night does not translate well into YouTube or Twitch compression. We did get lucky here this is world spawn, so this is where we first generated, and this whole area is a dark forest, which was great. So we have all the dark oak we could ever want. So it was nice to have the dark oak, and right here to have a birch, and right over here to have oak. So we literally had like pretty much every tree type that we could want in the beginning. If there was a jungle nearby and a taiga nearby, then we would have been just like all set for any type of wood possible. But yeah, now that we're doing an impromptu world tour, this is my world. I started this, I think it was in August or September, so deep into Corona, but started this off to do the Building Bread series. This is not the community server, Brody. This is my world that I do Building Bread in. So I do want to stream on the community server, especially because there's some amazing projects going on right now that I don't want to ruin, because there is going to be a tour of that will be done relatively soon. But let's just say that one of the projects required 5 different flying machines in order to make it happen, and it's pretty amazing. So the folks that are doing builds on the community server are doing some pretty cool stuff. And I'm very grateful that we have people of such talent on the server itself. All right, but we've been wandering around a while. Let's, what are people in the mood for today? We can also go back and take a look for anybody who has not seen the base in a while. We've done quite a bit here of prepping. Largely for more projects, because now that we've got some time and we've got a good chunk of the farms that we need, then we can start making this actually look good. Spend time on that. Yes, Colin, I do play Java. This world is 1.16.5. So it is the most recent version as I plummet, because falling is fun. So yes, this is Java. I don't have any problems with Bedrock. Like, it's nice. And again, I'm super, super jealous of the colored lights that RTX has. And you will hear me lament all the time about that. But basically, the reason I don't play Bedrock is because the redstone. The redstone is so different and in some ways much, much slower than the version of redstone in Java. And my most favoriteest thing to do, if you haven't seen many episodes of the series, is to build farms, especially kind of like crazy, hugely productive farms where I run it for like an hour and then I never ever need to run it again because I have more than I know what to do with. C kelp farm from last episode, which when I did the math is 200,000 an hour. So basically I ran this for a couple of minutes and these chests are all half full. And that's after I made 5 stacks of dried kelp blocks. So it's kind of crazy productive. Well, when 1.17 comes out, I am going to start well, actually, let's back up on that for a second. I am of two minds on this. I don't think I'm far enough in this world where I really want to completely start a new world, but I am at minimum going to move my base. So I'm going to take this, which is my base for right now, and finish it up as far as I want all the plans to be by the time that 1.17 comes out. And then I'm going to go to a new base for 1.17 in chunks that haven't been generated yet. So I'm definitely going to start new sections of the world, but I don't know if I'm going to start the entire world yet as brand new. I don't think you have to, because what I have been able to do so far is I have tested and taken this world into 1.17, and it works because they just lowered Bedrock. Like, they lowered the limit from one down to another. Like, it didn't work well. Don't get me wrong. Like, there were errors all over the place because they're not ready yet, and they just did like the mountains and everything, and it's still in active development. So I'm not surprised that something didn't go well. Where did my okay, so sometimes our super smelter does this, and I haven't figured out exactly why yet. But sometimes the bamboo, when it gets massively overloaded, it hopper hops is the best way I think there is to say it. I ran out of fuel, and there was the flying machine that harvests the bamboo got stuck, and we had several thousand bamboo that were circling the top of the area here in the water, which I'll show in a second. And when it does that, sometimes the upper hoppers will pick them up because they get close enough to be the attract distance that hoppers have. And then it's trying to smelt an unsmeltable item in the top. So that's why these things are just flat out not working. And I need to take all the bamboo out of the top slot. But at least it's consistent after all, eh? Have I considered partnering with other content creators? Definitely. I would not be against that at all. I do need to find people that I think we mesh well. Like, I'm definitely not one of the screamer streamers. So I'm not really interested in partnering with anybody like that. And I'm a much more collaborative Minecraft player than I am an antagonistic one. Like, people who like anarchy servers, more power to you, 100%. But really, that's not my thing. So I don't want to do that. But people who are much more collaborative, like Hermitcraft style, I would 100% partner with those. And I have huge admiration for like the legates, and that would be awesome. It would be a dream if I could do something like that. Dream, haha, get it? But no. But yes, Ryan, it is mostly vanilla. I have an episode on my channel, my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/overhugs, that goes over all of the different mod packs and everything that I have. The main thing that is different is I do use a shader, which is BSL. And so if I go into shaders, we're using BSL 8.0, and I can show you the options that I have, most of which the difference is bloom off. I don't like bloom on because this is already bright enough to me, and bloom on just blows it out. It makes it seem like every day is high noon, and like where it's snow on the ground and you're blinded. So I definitely don't like that. Spices, that is true, that if it may leave a gap in the world, but what my guess is they will probably just pick a random block to refill what is currently bedrock. If I were coding this, what I would do is I would tag the migrating, and any time that I hit bedrock that was anywhere above -64 or -60, say, which I think is the limit of where they're setting it now, I would just automatically change the bedrock block into something different. And you could just not do that where there isn't bedrock, and that would leave any holes you've blown in completely intact. So you'd be able to migrate that reasonably easily. But I don't work for Mojang, so I have no idea what they are or are not going to do. Yeah, this place stutters a little bit when it loads, because right now we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 140 villagers are in this. So it's almost, actually it's a little over half done. This is my villager trading hall, because last stream we went through and we did the toolsmiths, weaponsmiths, and armorsmiths. And off stream, I've gone through and done all the zombification and traded them all up to diamond. So now we have nice, really cheap diamond gear for whatever we need. But okay. So I don't know what. So now that we've gone through the little brief impromptu tour, what's people's opinion? What would you like to see tonight? I mean, you're my audience. I'm not here doing much of anything without you folks. So would you like to see work on the Nether hub? Would you like to see work on this? Do you want to see something maybe completely different? What's the feeling? Okay, spices, that's interesting. Like, so I don't know what they will do, and we'll definitely have to see. But I mean, I can't imagine that they're going to expect everyone to migrate their worlds completely to 117. Like, there are some people like Etho, for example, who has, I think his world is from like 1.8 or something like that. There's no way that that people like that who have invested literally hundreds of hours and hundreds of episodes, thousands of hours and hundreds of episodes into their worlds are just going to go, nope. Oh, the other thing that we could do, we can go through and continue exploring the mine shafts that I found under the kelp farm. I did find a cave spider spawner, so we could build that. That's another option we could do. All right, so we have 2 votes for the Nether hub, 1 vote for villager work. If I was more up to date and a more professional streamer, I would have the Streamlabs polls installed, but I just got the basics of it working today, and it's still not accumulating channel points. So I will have to solve that off stream. Sorry, I do this for charity. I don't do this for my living. All right. Now we have an even split. Spider Farm, Villager Work, Nether Hub. Anybody want to come in and break the tie? If not, I will decide, which is fine too. Like, the good thing is at least no matter what we pick, people will like it, and that's the way I choose to interpret this, that there's a lot of different interest. All right, we have another vote for the Nether Hub. All right, I will leave this open for 1 more minute, and then then close this, and whatever has the most votes will go and do. And I am here for 2 hours, so we can always spend like an hour plus doing the Nether Hub, and then we'll spend some time exploring the mine shaft and planning out how we're doing the spider spawner, since that does seem to be the 2 things that are the most popular right now. And don't worry, folks. Like, hopefully, if you enjoy the stream, I will get to all of those eventually. So please stay tuned. And I hope folks are enjoying what they're seeing so far. This is my single player world. This is the world that I do my series in. It is not hardcore because I do a tutorial series, and it would have been over in probably like episode 6 if I did that, which would have been not good for a tutorial series. And I'm envious of the people who can stay alive for multiple years, like Filza or John Bams or any of those folks. But okay. Oh, okay. So now we have 2 votes. We have 2 votes for the Nether Hub and 2 votes for the spider spawner. So I'm going to flip a coin. We'll let chance decide, and we will say heads is the spider spawner, and tails is the Nether Hub. Let me find a coin, because what is money? Here we go. And it is the spider spawner. So let's go do that. All right, so where we found our mine shaft was right down here when we were going through and prepping. So I'll tell you what, folks, since there is so much of a back and forth, it is 8:30 right now. I will stay on for the extra half hour, even though I normally get off at 10. And we'll do an hour of down here and an hour of the Nether Hub. How's that sound to everybody? Good? Good? Yay? All right, so this is the mine shaft that we found, and if you aren't familiar with these, mine shafts randomly generate, and they generate after the rest of world generation, which is why we have some really weird things like this that opens up into a completely waterlogged ravine. Like, this is an underwater ravine that generated under the ocean, so it's completely flooded. And the cool thing is we're still in range of the conduit here. So not only can you see what's going on, but also I have infinite water breathing. But I just thought this was kind of hilarious. This is a very interesting way to see how the order of the world generates when Minecraft does world and chunk generation. Devil Cat, hello. Yeah, I split stream between Twitch and YouTube. So right now we have 18 people watching in total is what my stream stat is telling me across the two. But I'm still relatively new to streaming. This is only the 2nd week of my regular streaming schedule. So it has definitely been it's a little light so far. Definitely not as much as the YouTube series, but we'll get there. All things in time. So yeah, like I was saying, whenever it does world generation, these get generated pretty fast in the order of things. Like the first thing that it'll do is it will do land and forests and then water, which is why you occasionally see a tree that's just sitting over a pond with nothing else. And so the reason I was excited about this is one of the episodes that's coming up that we have is potion brewing, and a few potions require spider eyes, and I don't have a good source of those right now. I did not find a spider spawner in the very beginning, and cave spiders will definitely do it. How do I just walk through the floating water like that? Part of it is in chance, because I have Depth Strider on my boots, and Depth Strider definitely helps you with it, but the reason why I can go through and I don't have any problems with it is also the conduit power when we were in there. But like right now, I can just walk through this no problem because of Depth Strider. That enchant makes it so that the water doesn't push against you. Like you can see, I basically have no problems. But if I take my boots off, it gets much harder. Like moving through is difficult, and going against the way that the water is flowing is substantially harder. So that's why Depth Strider is such a good enchant, particularly if you're doing anything underwater or around it. It's quality of life. Again, like most things, quality of life is important. All right, so there we go. There's our spider spawner. And let's check around here. All I did was zoom through here and light it up because I was amazed that we had this many caves under the base. And so here is our cave spider spawner, and cobwebs, which is what this is surrounded by. I need to go up because cobwebs are one of the things that you can't get renewably in Minecraft. They're one of the few. And this makes it really annoying because I love using these for decor, and also they're really good for farms. Like if you see our bartering, our piglin farm, we use the cobwebs in order to go through and align materials so that when they come out of droppers, they don't get flown all over the place. They all go one singular direction. Let's just go up. I don't need to find the way out. And plus, we're going to want to have an easy way to get to the farm anyway. So we can just zip right up here because we're still in range of the beacon too. So we have insta-mining. Quality of life. It's important. But cobwebs, you can't make them. So the only place you can find them generally is in those spawners and in these mine shafts. So I don't want to waste them. So we just need to go and get some shears so that we can... Wow. We are really low in the world. I didn't realize how low we were. Where are we going to come out? I think we're going to come out by the cobble farm. That's hilarious. All right, so we're definitely going to have to clear this area out in order to get to and fro easily. I'll tell you what is that? Momoi? Like, have your friend get in touch with me. I would be delighted to hear about collaborating, and it's always great to go through and like get other audiences because we probably don't overlap a lot. So I would not mind at all even doing something like, even if it's a one-time thing and we don't mesh well, like at minimum, it's always great to know more people. And I am happy to help out where I can. And now we've moved out of range of the beacon, but we're almost at sea level, so we've got to be coming out relatively soon. Yeah, and we're right over the cobble farm. I can see it in the other in minimap. All right, so I should have gone out. Like, here we go. This is a great example. Sometimes you think you're doing the right thing and you're not. Okay, we're at 65, so this will just punch out the side of the hill now. Pretty sure this is it here. Wow. Okay, so this was supposed to be the faster way to do something, and it definitely was not. So yeah, again, I'm a professional Minecrafter. And so we went all the way from, we carved all the way from over here to over there where our cobble farm is. That, not faster. Not faster. Sorry. Sorry, folks. All right, so shears. So we have all the iron in the world, so we can just zip over here and grab some shears. Make a couple of pairs. 4 should be plenty, because I do want to harvest all of those cobwebs. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? It is lovely here today. It almost hit 60, and I live in the northeastern US, so it does not often get warm here. So especially not at this point in the year. So it was absolutely delightful to have a wonderful day and get outside and just enjoy it. All right. I really should have thrown down a waypoint. Next time I will, when we get there. Pretty good. I'm glad your day was good. Yeah, Ryan, the weather was crazy today. Like I love these days. It's one of the reasons I like living around here is because it really makes you appreciate the seasons. Like I was in California for quite a long time, and particularly in the Bay Area, and just every day is the same. It's like just 70, 70, 70. Lovely. And I didn't really appreciate it. Like, plus I only had one set of clothing. So when I moved back, when I was back in the Northeast, it's interesting seeing just everything with it and how much you appreciate that first really nice spring day when it's nice and warm and I don't know. Plus the leaves changing. The first time I traveled outside of the northeastern US, I was amazed that that was not a thing that happened everywhere. Oh, at least we're getting lots and lots of cobwebs. I do want to, if this world still exists next year around Halloween, I do want to do a very, like a full-on spooky build, and we will need all the cobwebs for that. All right. So, where... I know it was very low in the world. because we had to go all of the up. So I guess the further down we go, the better off we are. Nope, we've been here before. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I also run a mini-map. Because Minecraft not having any form of mapping just is not a quality of life thing. And it is one of the things that I think feels very dated about the game itself. Is not having any ability to know exactly where you're going or anything like that. It definitely... Alright, here we go. We found it. Feels like games that were on very much older platforms. I mean, I realize Minecraft is 10 years old, and I do love it dearly, so don't take it the wrong way when I'm criticizing that I don't love the game, because I wouldn't be here playing it if I didn't. But everything can be improved. So yeah, the cave spider spawner, if you've never seen one before, these only generate in these specific styles of mine shafts. They're the only places you can see them, whereas you can have regular spider spawners in other locations. And cave spiders are the extra dangerous variety because they're poisonous. So every time they hit you, they poison you. And poison is a wonderful way to reduce your health down very quickly if you ever need to. It won't kill you, but it will reduce you down to either 1 or half a heart. I don't remember exactly one. If I donate 100K to charity, will I do a face reveal? I have definitely been thinking about that. Like, I want this to be more about the mission than about me. But if we do get to an opportunity where it is a substantial charitable donation for something like that, or like, for example, being at a conference or something like that where I can really get the word out, then I would definitely consider it. So the answer is maybe. All right, I'm going to be true to my word. All right, we are literally right under. Okay, so we're right under the lighthouse. So new waypoint, spider spawner, and let's pick a more fun icon. Science! Green science. Let's be green science for our spider spawner. All right. Yep, Moody, 720. More than 720. I think it was like 724 or 725 when I looked this afternoon. And Nitrix, how is the wrist? So let's start clearing this out and see what we have. So this is going to be a very similar thing to what we did for the zombie spawner early in the series, but there's a couple of different things. Cave spiders are small. They are literally only 1 block, where the other spiders are, I think they require 1 by 3 in order to spawn, so they're slightly larger. The other things about spiders in general that makes them really annoying is they can climb walls. So you have to be very careful about how... Okay, yep, we did not light up enough. So that's a cave spider. That's what they look like. And they poison you. So let's drop some more torches around here. I don't know how he got here unless that was random spawnage. Because we've got that spawner totally lit up. It shouldn't be possible. All right, so ender chest. We don't need any of you anymore. So you folks can all go away. Yeah, I have to imagine. I mean, fracturing your wrist, you're going to have a cast on for quite a while, unfortunately. But yeah, so we're going to have to be a little careful about how we build this farm, largely because of that. Like, the fact that they can climb walls means that we can't just create the normal box and use flowing water sources. We have to be very careful. And the fact that they're only 1 block means that we have to make it small, because otherwise they'll just zip through. Like the normal things, zombies are 2 blocks, a little over 2 blocks tall. Creepers are a block and an 8/10, I think. So normally a block, you could have a single block and a slab, and that would be enough to keep them in. But the cave spiders, since they are only the singular block, oh, lava, not good. Thankfully, slow. All right, let's just kill the source. Where are you coming from? Okay. So let's dig up there. Hopefully this isn't a big... But it is a big pool. Yeah, not great. All right, well, we can solve this problem. We have the technology. Okay. This minor disruption brought to you by lava death from above. We don't like death from above. No more death from above, please. That's spider string, which we don't need any of. Although it looks... That's weird. The coloring looks different than from what I remember. BSL must shade this differently or something. Do I have... Yeah, I do have an empty shulker. Thought so. This is one of the lessons that I have learned repeatedly is always keep an empty shulker box in your ender chest, because there will come a time when your inventory is full and you can't go back to your base and it's an emergency. We ran into this exact same problem on the community server where, whoa, hi creeper, death from above, again, death from above, where someone unfortunately died at an inopportune time and was going to lose their gear if we couldn't pick it up. So it was, again, very nice to be able to have the shulker in to help somebody out. Auto storage for every survival block and item in the game. Was that multi-item, or did you just have a single chest for every single item? And when was that? Because there's a lot of items in the game now. There's, what is it? It's something like 800 distinct items, I think, depending on if you're counting stairs and everything of the different wood types as different items or not. So how do you pronounce the name? Is it Malmoy, Malmois, Mal? Like, what is the what's the pronunciation? If I'm gonna talk to you, I want to make sure I'm getting your name right. But why does this remind you of your old world? What about it does? Let's knock some of this down. So right now we're just clearing out the area here while I'm trying to figure out in my head how exactly I want this farm to work, because we are very low in the world. And if you remember from the episode we had on spawners, spawners only activate when you're within 16 blocks of them. Like, if I go over here, you'll see the spinning stop as I zoom in with Optifine. It'll keep going until I get within further away than 16 blocks, and then it stops. Like, you see the spider is not spinning, and then as we start not getting caught on the fence, as we walk closer and closer, he starts spinning again. So this is the outmost area of where it will work, right where this diorite transitions. So our AFK spot needs to be within here. And we also need to decide how we want to kill these, because I'm pretty sure that spider eyes are a player kill drop only, which means this needs to be an active farm. We can't just do this using magma cubes or something like that. We have to be actively swinging at them, which brings up an extra layer of danger. Yeah, good plan. Like the system that we finished last episode is the multi-item storage as well, and even that I needed a lot of chests to be able to do it. I can't imagine doing like who is it? I think Pixel Riffs is doing a museum where he's doing every single block, and he's using item filters to go through it. It's one per block, one chest. So that's going to be quite a bit, including the different types. So like every type of stairs gets its own chest. Do I endorse obsessive gaming? No, I don't endorse obsessive anything. I think life is all about balance, and you should have balance. But I mean, it depends on what you consider to be obsessive. Like my definition of obsessive gaming would mean like your life is suffering and the people around you are suffering because that's the only thing you can do. Like if you are not hurting anybody else or yourself, then I would not call that obsessing. Like, so it depends on what your definition of obsessing is, if I support it or not. Because ultimately, like, I'd like to see the world be a better place. And if you are gaming so much that you're one of those folks you hear about in the news every now and then who plays like World of Warcraft for 48 hours straight and then dies of a heart attack because they didn't take any breaks or anything, then that's not good for anyone. But I think those cases are also very uncommon, and generally that anytime that they happen, the news massively overinflates them because it's very easy to say how evil games are in society. Like, games have gotten a bad rap since games came out, and even though there have been studies upon studies that show that there's no correlation between gaming and violence. Every time there's a new Call of Duty, it's like, oh yes, training the next people who go out and do horrible things. Like, so I'll stop soapboxing a little bit, and hopefully that answered your question. Brendan, good to see you. My opinion on diorite. I do not share Iskal's opinion. I think diorite is a perfectly legitimate block, and while I am not an enormous fan of this version of it, I think it does have its place in builds. There are build palettes where it can look very nice. B-Dubs has done a bunch of builds where he's made these gorgeous builds that have diorite, and I'm actually quite a fan of polished diorite. The polished diorite is a quite attractive block, especially when you're using it with other blocks that complement the off-white of it. It's nice with bone blocks. It's nice with grays. You can make some really cool, like, black and white style builds, like almost a film noir build. Works really well with polished diorite. Buffering. Is anybody else buffering, or is it just Colin? Need some. Let's make some chests while we're here, because this is rapidly getting out of control. And picked up all the things. Yeah, B-Dubs is pretty much the master of building with anything. That guy, I don't know how he comes up with half the ideas, and the fact that he built like a castle for background is insanity. Like, it just, I'm quite envious of his skills and his talents. He is quite fantastic. All right, so let's gather all this up. Although we don't really need stone after clearing the giant pit that is the multi-item sorter. But it bothers me leaving it on the ground, because I'm a Minecraft hoarder. Hi, everybody. My name is Hugs, and I hoard items in Minecraft. That's where you say hi, Hugs. Go away. My favorite kind of cheese. That isn't interesting. Okay. Mo Moy, then. All right. Mo Moy man. Thank you. I appreciate the pronunciation lesson. Dylan, how's it going? How are you doing this evening? My favorite kind of cheese spices. That would be pepper jack. I do like the spicy food, so the pepper jack and I are good friends. Come join us. It looked like that zombie didn't have a face for a second before it turned its head. It's about to go like, okay, faceless zombie. Interesting. My favorite kind of spice, the many spice is my favorite kind. My favorite kind of spice for cooking depends, because I do very much like to cook. And I like exercise because I love food, to borrow an Overwatch line. So the favorite types of spices would be probably Italian, Japanese, and Mexican would be the top three if I had to pick. Paprika is an excellent one. I like paprika both for the taste and just the color that it gives. Like, every time I make beans and rice, paprika is a required ingredient, because it just makes it gives a splendid coloring. It's kind of like a saffron. This is not cooking with Hugs, but it is another passion of mine. Dream car. My dream car would be a Tesla, because I actually am not the biggest fan of driving. Like, I don't mind doing it, but if a computer could do it for me, where I could just like fall asleep and wake up in my destination, that would be awesome. I would love that. I hate flying. I don't like planes. I don't like the airport. So I would much rather drive wherever I can. And so what is the way I've always said it? I love destinations, but I hate travel. So it's much nicer if I could just go to sleep and do something. So that's why I want a Tesla, because they keep claiming self-driving. How do I only have 700 subs? The reason is because YouTube's algorithm is poor when it comes to a recommendation engine. They are really not very good at promoting anybody who does not have tens of thousands of subs. So basically, the way YouTube works is it kind of rewards folks who are already successful, and it's very difficult to be noticed when you're in the sea of folks that aren't huge. But the thing is that I'm happy I don't mind this taking a little while, Like, I'd much rather have a community of folks that are here and interested, and that's really what I'm interested in building, is the community at the end of the day, because this is a charity. Like, I do this for charity to help other people, and I like talking to folks. So I'd much rather have a smaller community than have the huge amount of subs. Oh yeah, that's right, lava. That's why we didn't dig through there. Then have the huge amount of subs that don't necessarily really care. Like, there's one of the things that I've definitely noticed is a lot of people subscribe and then never come back. So it's very interesting to watch the number of so a little bit of behind the scenes, and if this is boring to people, please just let me know. But behind the scenes, like, I can see how many people are repeat viewers of the page, and people who have come and watched multi videos and all that, and how many times you watch the same video. Like, I can't see what you do because it doesn't tell me what you do, but I can see the average statistics in aggregate of everybody that comes and watches. And there's tons of people that just come and subscribe and then never come back, or they watch literally 30 seconds of the video and that's it. Like, the fall off is pretty abysmal. And I've seen stats of some pretty successful channels. And even those, like, people will watch and they'll watch like the first minute and then that's it. Which is fine. Like, whatever, you do you. But I think it's hard for YouTube to figure out a good recommendation engine, which was my very long-winded way of saying that's why they haven't noticed me, senpai. Okay, tons and tons of questions in the chat tonight, which is great. So I'm gonna take a minute and answer questions and sip some tea, because talking, it's still a lot. So do I ever plan on making a modded series? Yes, I have been playing with FTB a bit, and I have been enjoying it. It is so much more complicated. It's not even funny. But I love the power and the interconnection and everything. Like, what Iskal has been doing lately with Vault Hunters, the modded stuff looks really fun, and I'd like to get into it. So I have been debating making a series of that, but that's another episode. My day is great. The weather was beautiful, which always impacts my mood, so I loved it. And I love streaming because it's always fun to talk to all you folks. So being here and having a very active audience is amazing, and I love it, and thank you. My dream job. This actually is not my dream job. My dream job is actually the one I'm actively doing. My day job, I don't want to get too much into it because, again, I would much rather this be about the mission than about me. But in the interest of sharing, I work in a tech job. Much like a lot of folks that are YouTubers, the day job is tech. And I do, let's see, what's a good way to describe this without giving away too much of who I am? I do work in security. So the people who keep websites safe and everything like that, that's me. So it's information security, and it's really fun, and I really like it because every day is different, and it's another way that I can help people, because I can help you be secure whenever you use the internet. So that makes me happy. So I am extraordinarily lucky that I do this for fun because I already have my dream job, which is another reason why I can afford to do this for charity. Like, I have my day job, and that takes care of my need for providing for myself and people I care about. So that is that. And thank you. I definitely appreciate the well wishes. Netherite or something on the ground. There's no netherite in this dimension, but what am I missing? It is entirely possible I'm missing stuff. We're right near diamond. Diamond depth is right there. So there could be a lot of stuff that I'm missing, and I'm sure I do. You get into forest for the trees when you start clearing, and all you see is things that need to be removed from your way. At least I do. Okay. Comments. People like to watch the same stuff. Yes, that's true. People do. Which is fine. Like, I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies, and you could very much sum up every Marvel movie ever made as good guy fights bad guy with carbon copy of their powers. And that pretty much is almost every single Marvel movie ever made, but I still like them. So I'm certainly not going to be a person who's like, how dare you watch the same thing over and over again. But I can see exactly I assume your point is that it's very easy for recommendation engines to learn from watching people because they like to watch the same thing over and over again, which is a very valid point, and that totally makes sense. Oh, the leather pants. Yes, yeah. Yeah, we had a zombie drop down from up there, which we'll take care of in a little bit. Yeah, fine. Beat you to death with a torch if I have to. Torch power! No, it's taking too long. Sorry. Yeah, it was just this pair of pants, so it's just leather. I don't need it. We'll throw it over here. Like, at this point, all that enchanted gear is not even worth picking up. Which is kind of unfortunate. I would like to see them redo mobs a little bit, and maybe they will do that in one of the next updates, because at this point, there's no point in fighting any mob, because there's nothing they have that they'll drop that I need. And I do like the ability of a lot of the other mod packs in that Minecraft has, where it's still worthwhile to kill mobs as you go through. Like right now, I just avoid them 90% of the time. So yeah, the Draconic mod or something like that, that totally makes sense. Nitrix, there already are Easter eggs. There were some suggestions about that 2 streams ago. I think you were there, actually. And I'm not going to tell where, because you had to be part of that stream in order to know. But I have placed 2 Easter eggs in this world for when I do the download, which will either be at episode 50 or episode 100. I haven't decided which yet. And quite honestly, it's going to depend largely on how far into the world I get. Because if I'm going to provide something for download, I want people to be able to really enjoy it. And I want it to be of a specific quality, because I'm putting my name on it. So it's important to me that it looks good and that it is good all around. But yes, definitely going to have more Easter eggs. I love the idea. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to be putting in more. All right, we're pretty clear here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So perfect. So that is, just do that. So that's the 16th block. So that's the maximum range that I can have an AFK at. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So right here. Okay. So, Mart, the world download is that at some point later in the series, I'm going to pack up my world, meaning my Minecraft world. I'm going to export it and save it so that other people can load it onto their local machines and play in this world with all the stuff that I've built. 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So basically, I've gotten a lot of requests for that, and I think it's a great idea because it's fun to see what other people have built and to be able to explore it yourself and see it in the first person. So at some point in time, I will definitely make that available. I just haven't decided when yet. I'm going to have to duck back over here and get the haste, since we're right on the edge of our beacon, but that's fine. There's only a little bit more to clear out here. And we can do it fast. Okay. So yeah, so spider farm, cave spiders. This is definitely going to be a little bit tricky. And in the interest of being open and honest with folks, I have not built one of these before. It's usually, I don't usually need spider eyes, at least not in the quantity that we're going to need for one of the projects, which is brewing an auto brewer for every type of potion that you can brew. Not to a huge degree, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, and we have the splash potions of weakness for the villager curing in our villager section, our villager trading hall. And so basically I want to build something similar like that with every potion, so that whenever I need a potion, it doesn't matter what it is, I have a full supply. And going to build it within a giant brewing stand. I already built it in a creative world, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I've just been waiting for the right time to do it. what is wrong with the microphone that I have when I've listened to the ones back? And that's not rude at all, Garrett. I actually think that's super helpful. If I don't sound good, I want to know. It sounds okay to me when I listen back on the recorded ones. What exactly is wrong with it? And do other people share the opinion that I need a new microphone? Like, because the audio quality is not something that I hear a lot, that it's not very good. But if it isn't, then I definitely do want to replace it. I was actually looking at a new mic today, but they were out of stock of the one I wanted, so I didn't order it. Okay, so Garrett, what is the sound that you're getting? Like, if it is something that's on your end, then even still, that would be good to know. But if you're getting a different experience, if there is some way I can improve, I definitely want to. So if it's something specific, like you're not hearing the high or the low ends, like I do know that when I listen on my headphones versus when I listen to my speakers, I get very different experiences. Like my voice actually sounds a little processed when I listen to it on my speakers, but when I listen on my headphones, it sounds great. So it's an interesting experience. But I'm glad to hear for everybody else, it sounds pretty good. And it's strange, like when I've listened to, so a little bit of, again, behind the scenes, I like to go back and listen to my stuff after the fact because I like to get better. And this is one way I know of that I can, is to really go through and listen to my stuff and understand what I've done so that it can be like, okay, this wasn't good. I can be better this way next time, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'll listen on different devices to different things. And on my iPad, it actually doesn't sound very good at all. But it sounds very different on it sounds fine on my phone and it sounds fine on my computer. So I'm wondering if we're having one of those situations. I hear a little zombie. Free music. I have on my Discord, which is discord.overhugs.com, we have a self-promotion channel. So if you want to join the Discord and put it in there, I am more than happy to give people an opportunity, because since I'm still a relatively small YouTuber and streamer, I know exactly what that feels like. So I don't have any problems, but that is the only place that I do self-promotion. I specifically do want to give people an outlet for it, but this is not the time when I can stop and really listen to other people's stuff. But I do invite you to join the Discord, again, discord.overhugs.com, and post it in the self-promotion channel. Okay, a little echoey and there's a bit of ambience. Interesting. Okay, that is entirely possible. I have a mic that it's not a super high quality mic. I have one of the blue snowballs, and so there is a bit of attachment to it because it's not one of the super what is it, carotids? I don't know exactly how to pronounce that word, but the ones that are very, very directional. I do actually have sound baffling up in the office here that I'm recording in. Which it's not very good, but so that's supposed to cut down the echo, and it definitely seemed to. But okay, that is really good feedback, and I'm actually very appreciative that you brought it up. So I don't think that's rude at all. I will be streaming until 10:30 tonight because I did promise that we'll do an hour of this and then we'll do an hour of the Nether Hub since the votes were so evenly split. All right, so now let's make sure that we measured this out right, and I've been measuring with granite, so let me grab the granite. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that's the edge of that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. The link is discord.overhugs.com. If you just type that into a web browser, that will take you to my invite code. And if you need to enter it directly into the Discord client, you can just grab it from there. But unfortunately, I don't have the discord.gg. whatever the heck it is memorized. My memory's not that good, which is why I have it at discord.overhugs.com. It didn't work. I just did it today, and it worked fine. It's overhugs.com. discord.overhugs.com. You have to type in the whole thing. It is also in my social links. If you go to the About page on either YouTube or Twitch, it should be in there. Okay, Nitrix, thank you. I appreciate you being around. Have a wonderful lunch. I hope your wrist heals, and I see you again soon. Okay. All right, so now we are totally cleared out. So now we need to start planning how we're going to do this. Because like I said, I keep doing it. You know what? We're solving this problem once and for all. Let's just go up here, and whatever this lava lake is, let's take care of it. It's not even a lake. It's one stupid block. Problem solved. Let's take that lesson. Sometimes problems seem much bigger than they actually are. I don't want to risk you. I don't think you'll hurt the spawner, but let's not risk it. All right, so yeah, that was a much bigger problem than it seemed to be. Yeah, okay. So, but again, with the quality of the microphone, I will definitely take a look at that. It is entirely possible that I have my gain up too high. I've been playing around with gain and compressors because I have definitely noticed that unless I'm very close to the microphone, it does pick up on some ambience, because it's like, I think I was saying this and then I interrupted myself. I have a blue Snowball, and that's the microphone that I use, which it's not a very high-end mic. And it is kind of omnidirectional, so it's not the super focused microphone. So it is the next piece of gear that I am looking to upgrade. But interesting behind the scenes, if any of you folks ever have aspirations of streaming yourself, or if you do, good equipment does make a difference, but tuning your equipment makes a bigger difference. Yeah, I can't help you right now since I'm kind of streaming. So if there's the largesse of chat, then great. But otherwise, I'm not sure why that's not working for you. We do have people join the Discord fairly frequently, so I'd be surprised if that wasn't working, unless you're getting a specific error message. Like sometimes Discord just rotates their invite codes. This one is not supposed to ever expire, but who knows? Okay. All right, so let's figure this out now. Now that we've got this area cleared, which is not the most interesting thing, and I appreciate all you folks hanging out. Oh, and let me give the spiel for a second, too. Anyone who is new, if you're watching this on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it if you could potentially go to twitch.tv/overhugs and follow. You do not have to watch if you don't want to there. Wherever you want to watch is awesome and super helpful to me. But I'm trying to get to 50 followers, because then that will allow me to get to affiliate status and monetize Twitch. And then I can donate all that money that I get from Twitch ads and such directly to the food banks. If you don't know, I am Overhugs, and I do the Building Bread series where I donate all the profits that I make out of it to local food pantries, because my goal is to do this to feed people. I enjoy streaming, I enjoy gaming, and if I can do that and help feed people who don't have enough, then that's a win-win-win to me. So that's basically my goal. And so I need to get to, I'm at 21 followers now, and YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which at current rates is probably 4 or 5 months away before I get to do it. So that's why I'm focusing on the Twitch right now, because if I get 29 more followers, then I can apply for affiliate immediately. Off soapbox. All right. So let's figure this out. We do have to dig down a little bit, because I believe the fall distance has to be a minimum of 3 blocks in order to correctly clear the spawner out. But I didn't want to do that until after we had gotten everything cleared with the torches and such, because otherwise we would be getting mobs all day, and that's not fun. But down here, this should be nice and quick. I'll just replace the torches. But so I think the design we're going to go with this, and thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Is it R. Witten? Is that the right way you pronounce it? But we're right on the limit of the beacon, unfortunately, so we'll have to dive back and forth. But yeah, so this will be a little bit of a different spawner farm. just because, like I was saying earlier, cave spiders can walk on walls. So you can't just deal with them without having a big open area, which is one of the reasons why we dug all the way out. When we did our zombie farm, I think we only had, I think you have to do 9 by 9 by 5, which is the, yeah, I heard you, Creeper. I heard you fall and try. Do not blow up the spawner. I will be very unhappy with you if you do that. Yeah, our spider spawner just has to be our spider spawner. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking about too many things at once. Let's breathe and reset and breathe with me. Breathe in and breathe out. And now we're relaxed. And now back to the stream. Take your minute to stretch and hydrate and do all the things for your health. But when we did our zombie spawner, we only had to clear out 9 by 9 by 5 because that's the maximum spawning of that type of spawner. And we don't have to worry about anything like them climbing up the walls or not. But in the case of the spiders, I don't want to give them any space, and I just want to direct them to where the killing chamber is going to be, which is why we're clearing out a much bigger area. It will still be the same area to where they're going to be led to the killing chamber, but I want to make sure that we have enough room to go through and fine-tune this when we're building it, which is why we're clearing a bigger perimeter than normal. I'm totally not stalling as I'm figuring out the farm in my mind. Totally not. That would never happen. Okay, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you zipping over and following on Twitch as well. That is super helpful. So 28, maybe a couple more weeks. I think you're number 3 today. A lot of people will follow on YouTube, and like I was saying, the YouTube, my top 2 follower days were yesterday and the day before yesterday, ever, because it was, I think, 26 and 37 followers in one day, or subscribers, or whatever YouTube calls it. So that was pretty awesome. But Twitch, a lot of people don't go there unless they discover on Twitch, which makes sense. But again with the cave spiders. Okay, so this must be... This is interesting. Oh, it's because I didn't light up under the spawner, that's why. Most spawners, they do have that same radius where you have to clear 9 by 9 by 5. So, or by 3 at least. So, yeah, so they're generating in midair. You saw, yeah, and this is why I hate poison. Because the poison just, it gets you. But they're definitely spawning in midair, and we can solve that by doing this. As long as we have the areas lit up, they won't spawn anymore. Yeah, very similar to what we had to do with the blazes, where you had to do the area around it too, and make sure it had enough lighting so that the spawners couldn't spawn in any spaces. There was probably a couple of spaces there in midair where the lighting was too low. Would I quit my normal job? Probably not. The only way that I would consider doing that is if it really, really blew up. And it got to the point of where I had to make the choice of, could I continue to have something where I could donate to people, or if where I just can't keep up the quality of timing. Because like right now, I don't take any of the cash for me. It all goes 100% to the charities. So I'd have to pay myself a salary and such in order to do it. So I like being able to say everything here goes to charity, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I was going to make streaming my full-time occupation. But it would certainly be fun. Like I would consider it. Like, and if everybody was okay with saying, all right, I'm going to change it a little bit and say I'll pay myself this much money and all the rest still goes to charity. If the audience and everybody was still, the people who were supporting me were still okay with that, then I would seriously consider it. So I don't know, file that under a problem I'd like to have. Who knows? Maybe someday in the future we'll be having that conversation. That would be pretty hilarious, not gonna lie. Okay. My favorite farm. That's a great question. I think I have to answer that in a couple of different ways. Because my favorite farm, there's different answers to that. My favorite farm to have, my favorite farm to build, or my favorite farm to look at. Like, because the farm that I like the looks of the most is probably the modern Wither Skeleton farm that uses nether portals and everything, and you use the pigmen to attract them, and they run through the portal, and they just pour out of a single portal in the overworld. Like, it just looks crazy, and I love it. My favorite farm to build is probably a bartering farm, because I just love the having to deal with the challenges of the Nether, and having the slime blocks punt items everywhere is super fun to watch them fly all over the place. And my favorite farm to have is probably just a creeper farm, because I hate walking, and rockets and elytra are the best things to ever be put in Minecraft. The stream is glitchy. All right, give me a second. Let me look. All right. So I'm not getting any warnings from Streamlabs. In which way is it glitchy? Like, is the quality falling? What is the problem? Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's freezing. Weird. Give me a second. I'll debug it. I'm sorry. I apologize if it looks okay on my end, but I have a window open, and yeah, I can definitely see it's freezing. 1 second. Let me refresh. Okay. That looks better now. Brody, is that better on your end now too? I was definitely seeing it on my end too, so it was not you. Something was wrong with my stream connection. Like the bit rate dropped way down. It's supposed to be doing 6 megabit, and it dropped down to about 2, which is not good because I do constant bit rate. So it should never drop below 6. But thank you, folks, if you're willing to sit through the problems. I'm still relatively new at this. This is my 2nd or 3rd week of regular streaming on Tuesdays, so I do stream every Tuesday at 8. If you have found this entertaining, I would love it if you could come back. But, uh-oh. Getting no comments on if the quality is good or not. Have we totally... It looks good on my end. Yeah, still? Yeah, still. Yeah, okay, yes. Yeah, everything looks good on Twitch and on YouTube now. But, yeah, sorry folks. If the quality just did drop, I apologize. Okay, way better now. Great. For me, I am Eastern Standard US time, so it is almost 9:30 here. No, I don't want to... That's the edge. All right, so... Okay, so we know what we're going to want to do, and let's figure out where we want to put our kill chamber. Looking at the map, this is our lighthouse, so we definitely don't want to go down there. I think it's probably better to have the kill chamber be over here, because this area up above is relatively open, and I can just have a bubble vader drop down and come back up, and we can encapsulate it in a house. So let's plan on having this area be that. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear the quality is much better, everybody, so I appreciate it. And yes, the whole point of this is for charity. I don't make a dime from it. Rather than donating my time working in like a food pantry or soup kitchen or something like that, this is how I choose to do it, to hopefully be able to donate a reasonable amount of money doing something while entertaining a bunch of people at the same time. So like I said, I think it's good for everybody. Hopefully people get entertained, I get to do something I like, and I get to feed people. More appropriately, we get to feed people together. So, okay. So I think I'll make the killing chamber on this side, and let's start. Let's actually, I think I want to use bricks. Let's use some bricks, and we will use some polished diorite because that came up earlier. So let's take a challenge and use all the diorite we got and figure out how we're going to work this into the build itself. So Dylan, thank you. I would definitely love to get a large following, just because the more people that watch, the more people I can feed. And that's really the goal here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll start with 9. And then same thing over on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that's dead center, right? Dead center. So just come out this way. The same thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. And all right, so this will be our perimeter. And we will develop for our killing chamber to be on this side. And like I said, this does have to be an active farm, because the things that we want to get are player kill drops. So they will not drop passively, which means no magma for the killing blow. However, I think what I do want to do is I may put magma blocks down here, or maybe in the passage as we're going over this way, because I would like to get them down so that all the mobs are a single hit by the time we get here. Okay, Dylan, thank you for coming and watching. I appreciate you being here, and good luck with the algebra. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Need to dig this out a bit more. Let's go get the beacon power. Where is our beacon? Our beacon is this way. Right? Yeah, beacon. Okay. So yeah, so pardon me for designing this on the fly on the stream, but if you find that kind of thing kind of interesting, you got it. So normally the way that I do my designs is I'll go into creative mode and I'll figure out everything so that when we do go through and you see the build, you know it works. So if you ever decide to take and copy any of the things that I do, I've already taken them and put them in creative mode, and most of the time I even measure the output using Carpet Mod. Which is a mod that Nemban wrote, which allows you to show the full throughput of exactly how productive a farm is over time, and even allows you to like warp and see like for the full hour. Yeah, definitely the quality must have been bad, because we lost like half the audience. That's too bad. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, great. So this is 10. So let's clear this out. Thank you, Twitch or Streamlabs or whomever was the culprit there, for providing a poor experience. But whatever, we persevere. That is a good idea. I totally could do that if there is enough interest. I have a couple of videos that I've done that's a separate series that is the No Charm All Farm, where you don't get my sparkling personality at all, and all I do is go through and say how to do the build. And I did that on both my Ender and my my gold farm, the pigment farm. But like the whole process is an interesting concept. Like I haven't gone through that, how I do my thought process of designing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Yeah, so that's very interesting. I appreciate the idea. Okay. So basically the thought of this is that right now we're just building the containment area, and I'm laying it out so that I can really see what it looks like, and eventually to the point of where we can design the farm itself. Like where exactly I'm going to put the killing chamber, where exactly I'm going to have the water direction go, because right now this is too big. Right now, the way that water flows is it will only flow for 8 blocks, including the source. So it'll only go to about here. So because we went out 10, so it will stop like right here. So we can't really have an area unless we do something like we push it all this way from each side. We push it into a center 2 column, and then we have the center 2 column push down this way towards the killing chamber, which we may do. That might be the better way to do it. I think I have a water bottle, water bucket. I thought I had a water bucket. Do I have ice? Yes, I have ice. So I can show what I mean. So like taking this and putting it like right here, when we go through and break this, you'll see that the water only spreads to this point, because that's the maximum traveled distance that ice can go, or water can go. And we could line this entire wall with sources, so it would push all the way to here in a straight line. But then we still have these 3, because this one right here is the center of the farm. So literally right here is the exact center of where the spawner is. So we have 3. So what we could do is we could push water into the center of this and then push it this way using ice and pressure plates. And that's probably how we'll do it, because I do want the killing chamber to be around here-ish and probably pushed up a couple of blocks. So I think it makes the most sense for us to stand maybe 15, 14 blocks away from the spawner. This is 10, so we're pretty close to the limit, although I'll probably go up a bit more and have that be the killing chamber. Okay. Hopefully this is interesting to people. I do tend to nerd out about the specifics of Minecraft. It's one of the things I really find interesting is like the whole mob mechanics and how you build a farm and all that. So it is one of my passions, and it is one of the things I like most about the game. But I do I do fully realize that sometimes my nerdery goes a little deeper than everybody else's. So I don't want to sit here boring folks if this is not interesting to you. Like, sometimes I've definitely noticed the videos that I have where I go really deep do not perform as well as the ones that are more just high level, talk about the farm in general and not the entire theory behind it. Okay, so we can do this, and let's get some iron out of the riches box so that I can make my own. Oh, did I deplete my... I depleted it all. Oh, bad hugs. All right, so I don't think we have, unless we might have carried iron down here, didn't we? Or we can just smelt some. That's fine too. Assuming we got any coal, which we did. Coal, iron. Let's make some cobble. We'll make ourselves a furnace. It's Minecraft. There's always a way to do it. All right, so we will just make ourselves a furnace. Furnace. Coal. We won't need that much. That's plenty. And let's make ourselves some iron. So coal, iron, and we'll get a bucket. I just don't want to use up all my ice because I don't have an ice farm yet. And the ice is not the easiest thing to get. Once we do the ice farm, which is probably going to be in maybe 4 or 5 episodes from now, we'll have all the ice we need. And part of the reason I want to do that is because I want to... One of the things that I ultimately want to do in another area, so it'll probably wait until 117 tea time, so we'll look each other in the eyes, very closely in the eyes, steal a bit from Corrales. Look into my eyes and nothing but my eyes. One of the plans that I want to do is, I've always had this like Avatar style build inspired where I want to have different elements and build different castles out of it. So having a fire castle and an earth castle and a water castle and a void castle, which is, if you do any fantasy or something, the void is usually considered to be one of the primal elements. And I already have the void castle designed and I love it. It's mostly built out of blackstone and crying obsidian, and the floor of it is all lined with ender chests. So it has this amazing, the purple particle effect, like picture that purple particle effect, except in the entire floor. Hey, I'm talking here. Leave me alone. Trying to connect with my audience. So that is definitely one of the reasons why we need to have a big ice farm. Is that you can't build an ice castle without an ice farm, and you can't build in anything less than packed ice, which takes 9 regular ice. So it's a pain. All right. So now we can have bouquet, and I only have to use 2 ice instead of a ton. Yeah, my pickaxe is low, but it's not that bad. We still have 370 durability, so there's quite a bit left on it. But yes, your point is well taken. I have broken these things more than once, and it is not fun. We may have to take a trip to our Ender. Although now, because we're planning on doing the Nether hub anyway, so I'll save the Ender for the end of the stream. We'll repair and find somebody to braid. Okay. So yeah, all right. So now you see the water goes all the way to here. And what we can do as well is line these. And since we'll create water sources that go here, they will extend all the way down to this point. And then we can put pressure plates and ice here, and then have another source here, which will lead to the bubble column. So that should take care of it. The only thing I'm worried about is because there are the pressure plates here, the spiders might cling to them, and that might cause a problem, but we'll find it out. We'll figure it out as we go along. All right. Okay, how much longer? Oh, it's 9:30, so I do want to be true to my word and spend some time on the Nether hub too, since that got a decent amount of votes. So let's pack this up. Where did you go? Okay, no, I shouldn't have done that. I needed to put some stuff away. So put you away. We'll fill these up, and let's go spend some time on the Nether hub, and I will finish this later. Now we have lots of stuff to do on the next stream. Maybe I'll even do a bonus stream, like this weekend or something. What am I missing? I'm missing gear. Go in here. All right, there we go. Much better. All right. So let's see if we can just dig out. We're at 18, so this is really low. But we'll use the other pick. Know what? So let's see where we come out here. This is going to bring us probably by the portal. And then what I'll do is I'll find out exactly where we want to be, and we'll have a bubble vader going up and down so that it will have fast access to the farm, and we'll just drop it right at the killing chamber. Actually, what we could even do is, since our storage system is done, we could just pipe this farm directly into our storage system, and that might be cool. I've been thinking about doing that for the super smelter too, and just having that lead directly in and redoing the input and output. Because right now the super smelter, unfortunately, since again that's my design and I didn't take it from anywhere, it has a flaw where if the hoppers that lead the minecart get completely full, or if the minecart gets completely full when it docks, it will never leave. So I need to redo the redstone in that, because that is an error condition I did not consider. And here we go. What are you knowing about Cullen? And is this like a deep Vader no, or just a mild no? All right. Oh, we're in the mountains. Yep. Okay. Yep. But this will come out right by the storage system, which is right over here. So yeah, that would actually work pretty well. Like looking at the mini map, I think we could do that. Yeah. I need to fix this too, because coming out in the middle of the guts of redstone is not good. So we need to, if we're going to have this truly be a superhero lair where we can come out and burst forth from the water, it needs to look better. So we have many improvements to do. Yes. Gee, how did you tell I'm an engineer? You are absolutely correct. All right. So I know we need stuff. How did I decide the days of when I stream? Tuesdays are usually a relatively free day for me. It works well into my schedule. And so that is pretty much the only reason why I decided it. It is a decent amount of time. Like having several hours of dedicated time a night is hard, particularly not in COVID times. So that's why I only do like one day that's guaranteed right now. But I do want to do more than that. So that is why I'm thinking of doing another one. Largely, I do decide to do it whenever I have the time to do it. But so it's not, there's not that much. Okay. So we need blackstone. We need red wool, orange wool, yellow wool, blue wool. We need that. Lapis blocks. We need glowstone to be able to light those up. All right. So let's run back to the base and get some of the materials that we need. So that's why I choose the days and the time. It's largely because it's convenient for me.
And they're, like I said, this is not my first job. This is my second job. So it has to be outside of my day job, because my day job would not look too kindly to me being like, oh no, nope, sorry, I can't do the work right now because I'm streaming. Although that would be cool. I'll take 2 paychecks. That would work. All right, so 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 red, and 2 blue. Yeah, this is if you haven't seen this one, this is going way back in the episode list. Do I have to? And I need more lapis. This is going way back. So this is the wool farm that we made. And I actually should check, because it looks like some of these are out of shears. So we may have literally gone through an entire dispenser worth of shears. Just about. Yeah, and this one completely has, so I definitely need to refill these folk. That's pretty impressive. I didn't think I'd get through that. Wearing down 9 full shears of durability. And what is it? It's 238. So we'll just consider that 250. So yeah, that's a lot of wool. Okay, so we need that. We need lapis, which we can get out of storage now. We need a bunch of blackstone. I don't think I have all the ceiling material, but that's fine. We can just do the ceiling afterwards, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Yeah, I don't. That's fine. That's not a problem. We do have lots of blackstone. And I need some chests and some shulkers. So this is why this is organized the way it is. Like, I have empty shulkers right here by the door, because almost every time I come in here, I'm coming in here for a project, and I'm going to need a lot. And the nice thing is I'll do a quick demo, because we have some stuff in our inventory we don't need. The cool thing is I can just take all the items that I don't need, throw them in a shulker box, if I could learn to hotkey. And then we can just toss the entire loaded shulker box into the intake system, and it will just go through and process it and put whatever that I put in there into the right place in our storage area here. So for example, this is I've tried to clump things up so that each double chest is something that's similar. So this is stone and cobble, this is blackstone and basalt, these are the other stone types, diorite, andesite, granite, and then we have loose blocks like dirt and gravel and sand, things that are affected by gravity, things that are like, I don't know, sandy. And then terracotta and concrete and prismarine and blah, 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 blah. All right. What am I the most excited about in 117? I think there's 2 things, because I can't pick one. And one of them is the enormous caves. Like, some of the footage I've seen of that, I absolutely love the gigantic caves that generate now, where you can be underground and not be able to see the top of the cave wall. Like, I'm very excited to build a base into that. I think that's going to be super fun. And the other thing that I'm super excited about is it comes with so many new building materials, particularly different stone types like slate or grimstone or whatever they call it now. I like those darker blocks. Like, I think Minecraft has been missing a lot of dark blocks for a while. And I really like the ones in the palette, especially ones that have more texture to it. So that I'm excited about. I would have loved if they gave us colored lighting. Like, if the candles did different lighting, or if the glow squid ink did more lighting effects rather than just causing it to be illuminated rather than being a light source. And the difference of the two is, like, when you look at an Enderman, their eyes aren't actually light sources. They just look like they are, but they don't actively throw out light like something like this does. This actively lights up the area, whereas an Enderman doesn't. An Enderman doesn't cast any light, so it's not considered to be a light source. It just looks like it's bright. So I would have loved to have had more lighting, but you take what you can get. All right, I know we need more. We need more obsidian, we need more lapis. I definitely don't have enough lapis. And I don't think I have enough gold either. We have gold? Yeah, we have gold in our riches box. Good. Good, good. And we have lapis. Excellent. That will work out well. So, I don't need anything else in here. I will need this because I want to add beacons into the path to get speed. But that is not something we're going to do tonight. Alright, this looks pretty good. So... let's Got that one, got this one. Let's clear the inventory. Make sure this all makes sense. All right, cool. Okay. All right. Now we've got maps to the Nether Hub. And this is nice. We've been at double-digit viewers the entire night, and I appreciate that, and thank you. Okay. Alrighty. So let's start down here, I guess. Oh, because we don't have to do much except... What? How did I lose? Okay, that I don't get that. That doesn't make sense. So this one's all dug out. So all we have to do here is actively do the black stone. Yeah, okay. So I just need a stone cutter, which I think I put away behind the portal. And I need more rockets because we're almost out. Okay, cool. All right, so it definitely got less chatty. Are people just enjoying? Hopefully, people are just enjoying this and just aren't as engaged as they were before. I certainly don't want to be doing stuff that bores people. Okay, obsidian. We don't need any of that. We've got enough respawn anchors. All right, no, we're good. We're largely good. We won't be able to do the ceiling, but we'll be able to do everything else. And I won't be able to light up the anchors because I need a ton more glowstone, and I have to trade for that. All right, as long as people are enjoying, I am perfectly fine to largely be talking to myself. It is more fun when we have people to talk with, but by no means am I going to tell people what to do. You do you, and whatever makes you happy is what you should do. All right, so we'll probably need 2 of that to get to the end. The reason why I'm using a stone cutter is because you get better rates, especially when you're making stairs like this. If you do stairs in a crafting table, everything counts in large amounts. So if we were just doing stairs, you would lose about 2 of your source material for every stair that you make. Whereas if you do it in a stone cutter, it's 1-to-1. You put 64 in, you get 64 out. So in projects like this, where we make a lot of them, I would highly recommend that using a stone cutter. I like efficiency. Efficiencies make me happy. All right, so polished, black. We don't have brick. We need the brick ones. All right. And if I'm feeling brave, I'll even show some behind the scenes about how I build this stuff quickly. Because I have to remember how to do all the commands within Tweakaroo in order to do the rotating blocks automatically. Like, it's not commands in the sense of commands in creative or command blocks, but one of the mods that I use, which is called Tweakaroo, allows you to adjust block placement so that you can do hoppers or pistons or observers and do them in rather than just the direction that you're facing. And one of the cool things that it does is it allows you to give it a pattern where you can say, I want you to repeat this pattern or randomize with things in my in your quick bar. And that makes doing these things that are patterns or where I want randomness. Like, for example, I did this entire pattern through that where I just filled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all I had to do was keep just go down, and I didn't have to scroll through my hotbar. So that's a way that you can do like a quality of life change and such. But for stuff like this, it's all straightforward because there's no variation in the pattern. My favorite build palette, that is a question I cannot answer. I can tell you that I tend to use purple more than I use everything else. I am guilty of using way too much purple in my builds. But I don't really have one specific favorite one because it depends on where I am. Like, one of the things that I really like about building Guardian farms is I love the Prismarine block. Like, Dark Prismarine is probably my favorite block in the game. So it always makes me happy to do Guardian farm builds because I get a nice excuse to use Prismarine and Dark Prismarine. But I definitely don't have one favorite palette that I do because it has to adjust to whatever the farm is. Like, some farms don't make sense with certain colors. Like this nether hub wouldn't make sense with a lot of greens and verdancy and like color and life. I mean, the nether is not a friendly, life-filled place, so it wouldn't make sense to try and build it like it was in a forest. So I definitely don't stick to the same palette. I try and make the palette adjust to the story that I'm trying to tell for the area. Like, which is why this has the colors that it does. Like, my intent with the floor here was to be like, I want the floor to represent fire. Like, you should know you are in a fiery, hot place by looking at this. And that it still has the remainder of the materials that are kind of found locally, if that makes sense. Like, I want you to know that when you walk in here, you are in the nether. Like, if you didn't have any cues by Pigman or something like that, you still knew you were here. So that's largely what goes through my thought process when I design a palette. And whenever I do a build, I start the palette. Like, I figure out what story I want to tell, and I make my palette from that. And then after I have my palette, I design the actual design itself. So that's how I do things. Like, that's just how my mind works when I go through and do a build. Although sometimes I do walk in with a specific idea. And I say, like, I want to do it this way. Like, when I did the Blaze farm, I knew from the very beginning that I wanted the outside to be the Blaze face. Because I got that idea when I was building my Ender. And I'm like, I want to take this to the most ridiculous extreme that I can and have a giant face when I'm doing the build. And so that's where that one came from. And so the palette was kind of determined by the Blaze colors, because it wouldn't make sense to pick a color palette that did not work with the rest of the Blaze colors in its face. Okay. All right, now to stairs, my most favorite part of the build. Can you hear the sarcasm? All right, but we should just be able to take the different kinds of stairs, put them, so we have blackstone, we have polished blackstone, and we have the brick, so polished, brick, and just polished. And I don't have enough of the nope. So I do have polished stairs. I do have regular stairs. Do I have enough of the brick? No. I need to make another stack of the brick stairs. Okay, cool. So now what we can do is throw our tools on the ground, and this is why I changed it from Q, because I did that into lava one time too many. And we can go into, what is it? No, that's Lightmatica. Tweakaroo. So in Tweakaroo, we can turn on, is it? Yeah. So randomizer max of 3. And then under tweak toggles, we turn on randomizer, and we set that to true. And now what this should do is it should cycle through the first 3 things in our hotbar, which it does automatically. And this is something that I do in order to save time, because I definitely don't like the way that a continuous texture looks for the entire build, and there's a time and a place, like as we just got done doing the continuous texture. But if you look down here in this section, this is all random. These are all randomized textures. Like, so it's nice to kind of have some structure, but then lead into, like, the top is under more stress and this arch is under more stress. So therefore there's more variance in it. It's kind of like cracked. Also it being closer to the outside of the nether itself, where it's exposed to the heat. And that's why I do that. And Tweakaroo just makes it so that I don't have to cycle through all 3. And you already see we're out of some stuff. So polished blackstone, I just need this one. But so that's one of the reasons I like Tweakaroo, and this is what I use it for. So again, behind the scenes. And oh my gosh, do I hate stair placement. Stair placement is the worst thing in Minecraft building. It is followed very closely by villagers, which are the straight up worst. If I ever seriously play modded Minecraft, I will guarantee you that the thing that has villagers where you can just pick them up and put them where you want them to go, that's going to be in my modded playthrough, because so often villagers are the bane of my existence. They never do what you want. They never go where you want. So yeah, but stair placement is the second least fun activity. but we're getting there. And at least now this one's nice and easy. And then we can clear the top, and we'll have part of this done. So yeah, this is one of the ways that I try and reduce time for doing larger builds, because if I can be efficient about how I do these builds, then I can get more done, and we can everybody gets more content. With the exception of, I do draw the line of creative. This is a purely survival world. There has not been a single thing that I have done in here that has been done in creative other than enabling cheats in order to turn off fire tick. That is the only difference, other than this server is default, merely because I had a illager outpost that burned down when lightning struck it, and I like to build with fire. It's nice to have fire as a tool in your build palette. So if I do that, then I can't use fire, because if fire tick is on, it will burn down anything that's flammable, which is wool and all woods. And if you go back to my Hogland farm, you'll see I made that mistake before I turned fire tick off, and half my farm burned down before I replaced it with the mushrooms, the mushroom wood in the Nether, and then that was not a problem anymore. Alrighty. Well, the good thing is we're definitely going to get this done. And then I don't know if I'm going to have enough materials to do another hallway, so we may do some excavating. But hopefully this is good for both Spider Gang and Nether Gang. Do you want to... I do like to keep my word. Oh, jeez. No. 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 No, 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 no. That was wrong. That was not what I wanted. Stairs, polished, regular blackstone. Come on, I just need to get that. Good. All right, there we go. Yeah, once you get the one, when it's on the right height with the placing surfaces, it gets nice and... Ugh. He says as he misplaces it. All right. So we have a largely completed tunnel. Now I just need the lanterns and the fence posts, which we did not grab. All right, so let me run back and get that. And we can just get that directly from the wood farm. And I'm gonna go over here and sleep and take a moment to stretch and hydrate. And I encourage everybody to do the same. Good posture is important. Hydration is important. And big stretch. Ah. As we're coming up on hour 2. If I could make one tweak to make them less frustrating, I would have something where I could lead them. Like, if that is literally putting them on a lead, or if it was the ability to hold an item and make them follow me. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to hold an emerald and have villagers follow me, just like sheep do with wheat or cows, or chickens do with seeds. Like, I'll trade with you. I will trade you this emerald if you just come over here, please. Like, that's the one tweak that you could make that would get rid of so much frustration, is just have some way of getting them to do what you want them to do. No, wood. I came out here for wood. And then I'm distracted with a great villager question. But that is definitely the one tweak that I would make that wouldn't be completely removing the vanilla feel. Because I like vanilla. Like, I wouldn't be in this world if I didn't like playing vanilla. But villagers are just... I hated it. Like, the first time I was setting up villagers, if you go back and watch that episode, you can hear the frustration in my voice trying to deal with them. They are the worst part of Minecraft, I think, bar none. Like, I can't think of a single thing that is more difficult to get it to do the way you want it to do than villagers. Where... I am eternally making crafting tables and leaving it somewhere where I don't know where it is. And we'll do it again. Thankfully, we got a stack of wood. All right, so crafting table. We'll just put you there for now. We need a whole bunch of sticks. And a whole bunch of wood in order to make a whole bunch of fences. Fence. All right, coolio. Alright, so how far did we decide this was going to be? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I consistent? Yeah. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. Every 6 blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Yeah. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 6. That was weird. Oh, I switched. Yeah. I need to get a new mouse. My, again, behind the scenes, my mouse is starting to die. So, and sometimes it rolls when it's not rolling. Like the mouse roller isn't tight anymore. So it sometimes clicks to the next tool, which is why you'll see things like that happen sometimes. 4, 5, 6. And again, this is not frustrating at all. I really enjoy this. Amazon.com, buy a new mouse. 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. Okay, you know what? We're not going to do this because I'm getting bored watching myself count to 6 over and over again. So I can't imagine what this is like for people who are watching it. So we're not going to place fences. Let's go down here and figure out how we're going to do this corner and dig out a bit to the other area since we do not need to use our silk touch picks. Hick. Okay, so what is it? I think it's 8. I think it's 8 blocks across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah. 3, 4. Yeah, I know I just said I wasn't going to count anymore, but this is much simpler counting. This is just figuring out how big this is going to be to work, and then we'll extend this hallway, and we're going to have to tear down this stuff because I want this all to be on the same level. This is one of the biggest things that I learned after building this mini nether hub the first time is that you should decide what Y level you want to be on before you get started. Because now I have to relocate a whole bunch of portals, and when I'm going to change their Y level, there is a chance they'll desync. So I may have to go through and resynchronize them, which will not be the most fun ever. But hopefully the 1.16.4 changes to portals are not that dramatic. But we'll find out. Okay, I'm not going to dig this all the way because A, it is getting late. We have been live for 2 hours now, and I do want to end this in about a half an hour because I'm feeling it a little bit in my voice. Talking for multi-hours straight, again, is more challenging than you would think. I'm still developing my streamer muscles, and the folks who do this all day for many, many hours a day, and we got lava there, so we need to be careful about how we dig that out, have my respect. Like, that's a muscle I haven't developed yet, and we'll get there, but yeah, okay, so it is just the one. Come on. Give me a break. Okay, yeah, as soon as my stream is over, I'm ordering a new mouse, because this is killing me. This is getting very annoying. Every time. Like, I'm placing a block and it's doing it. Alright. So that will be fine. So, all right. So this is about where this hallway is going to go, and we'll cut it right here, which means we're going to have to cut this one down here too. The biggest problem, one of the problems that I've had with this, and we can see it down here, let's not run into shulker boxes, is cutting the corner. I had to make some concessions around this in order to keep the alignment, because going around this bend, it doesn't exactly fit. Like, I would have liked to have had this respawn anchor be over here instead of tucked in the corner, but in order to continue repeating the pattern, I kind of had to shove it in there. So that's mostly why I want to figure out what we're doing with the corner over here, because if I can come up with a reproducible method, then it'll be easier to do all the other corners, which will be the challenge. I will be back in 1 second. I need to get myself some water, so I will be right back. We'll turn up the music while I'm gone. All right. So, folks that are still watching, what games are you playing right now? What do you recommend for adding to my never-ending list of games that I need to play? Like, I still do need to do Hades. That is probably going to be next time. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's not switching because of that. It's switching because I still have Tweakaroo enabled. Good job. Good job. Let's turn Tweakaroo off. Yep, I am a professional Minecraft player. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Animal Crossing is a good one. I have that. I didn't get too into it, but it feels like one of the ones like Stardew that I'm going to start playing it and then I'm just going to get obsessed. And Minecraft, of course. Fortnite, of course. The Pixelmon mod pack was interesting. I played that a little bit when it came out a while ago, but I saw some of the updates they made to it. It looked amazing. Who was it? I think it was False that was doing a playthrough. And it looked definitely interesting enough where I wanted to check it out again. So, 2. Right? Yeah, 2. So you go here. And let's just see how this looks to figure out the corner. So that, and then brick. Yeah, Stardew just came out with their update. Like, that is, I've been trying to think of, like, what I would stream that's not Minecraft, and I think Stardew may be one of the winners. Like, definitely Overwatch, definitely Stardew. But I have, yeah. Good to hear. Like, I like all these answers so far. But if you haven't seen it yet, Stardew has, like, there's a whole nother island. I think it's called Ginger Island or something like that. And there's a volcano in there, and they added basically what is enchanting. It's a really good update. It's pretty comprehensive. I went kind of nuts when I played Stardew the first time, which it sounds like you did as well. Like, to the point of where I have the warp wand, and I was almost buying the clock to freeze the season of the farm, which I think is like 25 million coins or dollars or whatever the didgeridoos. I don't even know. Whatever the currency is in the game. It's been a while, so I forgot. But yeah, I had all the Jumanos or whatever again they're called. So I got deep into that game. It was fun. Yeah, it is. It is a nice. Stardew is just one of the games where, like, the worst thing that can happen to you is you pass out and you lose a little bit of money. Like, we could be here and we could have a bunch of I don't know. There could be a bunch of piglins that are right over here that I open a chest and they react negatively and they come and attack me, even though I think that most of this is spawn proofed. So I do love that. I think you're absolutely right. It is just such a nice chill. When I just want to chill out and not have to worry about the pressure or the stress and can just do it, and it's fun. Like, I still don't believe that was one person. Like, that is so amazing, and they've got to be so incredibly talented. Like, what is it? Concerned Ape, I think, is the developer, the name they go by. Like, just amazing that one person made a game that good. Yeah, this will work. We just need to figure out how we're going to do these corners to go that way. And then, because this having a pattern here that's not continuous will look really bad. And having a pattern that doesn't match the other sides will look really bad. So we'll just have to figure out how we're going to do this. And we might have to, like, Sutter step it or something to not follow the exact pattern. But we'll find out in a minute. Bricks. Bricks, bricks, bricks. Just need another thing of bricks. Hit me like a ton of bricks. Ah, welcome back, Dylan. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between. You are all welcome here on my stream. Yep. Yeah, it's funny. There's one of the funny things that I definitely found as I recorded more and more videos is that entire statement just became a word. Like, I don't even think about it anymore. It just, my intro is just my intro. It's just one unit, and I say it the same way every time without even thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know. I found it hilarious. But maybe it's just me. And okay. Oh yeah, that's very intentionally done. Like or what I said rhymed accidentally, or my intro kind of has a cadence to it. Like, I did spend a lot of time working on the intro and the outro, and like hilariously I have it all written down just so that I can make sure to say the same thing. Oh, thank you. You like the design in this? Like, I can show you the fully finished one because we didn't totally do it. Counting out 6 blocks to do these fence posts and everything became really monotonous to me, so I didn't want to make anybody else sit through it. So yeah, this is going to be what the whole thing is going to look like, and I want to find some way to label like what each of these portals are. So I'm definitely going to put a sign for mostly the world downloads so you know where you're going, but I want each portal to kind of have a flavor that represents what it is. Like, this being the main area, like, I don't know what I'll do here, but some of the other ones are easy. Like, over here is the villager trading hall, so I can definitely line this one with, like, the melons and pumpkins and the various other blocks that we do. And we have, ow, face, so that was a big ouch. This is another reason why I want to relocate all the portals, because having them be right in the middle is not good. So that's why they're all going to be tucked in the side. But this one is the general mob farm, so I'll probably gather a couple of mob heads. Like, I'll get myself a charged creeper and do that, and use a couple of bone blocks. And then down over here is the guardian farm and everything. So this one is obviously going to be prismarine and such. But I do have to relocate it because the way you actually get to the farm is on the roof. Like, if you try to go through this portal, you're going to have a bad time because that will lead you into the middle of dozens of very angry guardians. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm pretty pleased with how the design of this came out. We did it live on the last stream, and it just, I liked it. Like, the only thing I knew going in was that this block was going to be the centerpiece, because I really do like the circles. And this is one of the only examples of circles that I know in the game. It was pointed out to me in the last game that shadows, the player shadows and the entity shadows, which you can't see right now, are also circles, but almost everything else in Minecraft is not. So that was why I really wanted to do it. That's actually a really good idea, Chris. I could make them much wider. Like, I mean, the limit is 21 blocks, so why not? I think I will do that, and that can solve part of the problem, too. Oh, don't worry about it, Dylan. I'm glad you're here. Like, that almost sounded like kind of an apology, and by no means should you feel that. I am delighted that you're here and watching, and the more new people there are, the more we can all help feed people in need, so welcome, first off. But yeah, that's actually really good. Like, if I extend this out, I could make it substantially wider, and that won't impact the design at all, because it should be like I can just take these blocks out. It doesn't impact it, and we can come up with ways to decorate. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Chris. Thank you. I like that. I like that a lot. Now I need to think about that. You've given me something interesting to think about. Okay. So, all right. So we've got that. And like, this one is our original, here's a real blast from the past for anybody who's been watching since the beginning. This is the first village we ever found. So it literally, this is the site of our first villager breeder and our first, you want to see Genki Trading Hall. I'll show you Genki Trading Hall down here, where like literally this was the extent of my trading hall. Is a whole bunch of villagers that are just jumping around trying to figure out what's going on. I literally set this up, I think, in like episode 5 or something of the series. So it was pretty bad knowing that we were going to get a better trade. Get out of my way. Get out. I can't. And I hear zombies coming. You're going to get a zombie in the face if you don't move. Please leave. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so this goes way, way back to the very early episodes when I didn't really care too much about permanent stuff because I knew this was not going to be where we were going to live. But I just needed books and everything in order to make sure that we could have a good fight against the dragon. And we'll just mark that. I do need to make a nice clear space so that people can see the history of the world when I make the world download. But yeah, this was the original village that we found just by wandering around. And our original home is right over there, 600 blocks away. Okay. The shaders for this are, it's BSL. So if you go into video settings shaders, it's BSL 8.0. So if you just search BSL shaders Minecraft, you will get the link. It is one of the more popular ones, so it shouldn't be that bad or that hard to find. If you're not able to find it, just ping me in the Discord and I'll get you the link. The only change I really made is I disabled bloom, because bloom just doesn't look good to me. So, but otherwise it's fairly stock. You do have to have Optifine. That's how you get the shaders running in the first place, but that should be pretty easy. And if you're not using Optifine, I highly recommend it anyway, just because it improves your frame rates and gives you nice things like the zoom function, which is great to see things both far away, where you can zoom, and also where you can do things for effect. Leave me alone. Alone. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I'm not interested in talking to you. Alright. We have too many social zombies and I don't want to be here. So. Ah! You're killing me. Need to get some iron golems here to protect the portal better. Yeah, and we also need to make sure that we go through, and this is what I was just about to say. I guarantee you we've had zombies come through the portal. So normally I'll put some carpet here that will prevent them from being able to go because they won't cross carpet, especially if it's multi-layers deep. Oh, big stretch. Can folks hear the music? It's like super chill, and I'm just kind of sitting here vibing to it and wondering if it's loud enough to where you can hear it. Okay, so this we're going to have to curve. So this should be, let's get the materials so we can actually see what this is going to look like. So lapis, gold, blue wool, spawn anchor. Okay, I can turn it up a little bit. Give me a second. One of the things I do need to do is have different, okay. There we go. How's that for music? It sounds very loud on my end, which is why I had it turned down. But I can fix that with my headphone volume. Yeah, but what I want to do is I need to create different sources so that I can control the volume of each of these things independently. Alright, so blue wool. And then it has to come out one, right? Yeah. So lapis. So yeah, so blue, lapis, gold. And then we repeat, right? Yeah. Anchor, blue, lapis, gold, lapis, blue, spawn anchor. So blue wool, lapis, gold, and then a spawn anchor. So I can do that, that, that. Lapis, gold, blue. Alright, so that's how we'll do that. And then we'll take, so, yeah. Okay, so this actually might work. Except I'm not aligned correctly. Yeah, this is wrong. This is not right. I need to be one more in. And this is why you only do certain parts and you don't try to do the whole thing at once. Because it will not work. How long have I played this world? Let me see. I do have a time played, but probably I would bet half of it is probably AFK time at farms. So let's go statistic. I think it's just called time played, if I remember right. Yeah, time played, 28.4 days. And that's real time, so almost a month. and I think I have died in this world between 30 and 40 times. I can never find death. Like, I always, like, I overlook it so often. Because I know I died, like, a day ago, but... Alright, well, I don't know. It's not that many times, but this is not hardcore. Nice. Yeah, the point of this world for me was not to rush. Like, I didn't want to go through and do it. Like, if you really want to, you can go through and you can beat the dragon in under 2 hours. Like, if you know what you're doing, 2 hours is relatively easy. Like, speedrunners do this game where they beat it in, I think the current winning speedrun is like under 15 minutes. So you can certainly do it if you want. Let's just say the current winning speedrun that isn't cheating is under 15 minutes. And where it's considered, like, if you're getting into speedrunning, anything under an hour is considered good. But what's the point? What's the fun of that? Like, I definitely don't want to just power through, and that wasn't the point of this world. The point of this world was to take my time, to enjoy it, to hopefully help educate people as they go through, so that we can understand things better, and, like I said, to raise money to feed people, since that ultimately is the point of this channel. But also, this, like I said, probably half of that is AFK time, because generally when I build a farm, I'll just let it run overnight, and then I'll wake up with all the stuff that I need. It's a single-player world, so I run it on my computer, and it doesn't have to do a network connection out. Okay, so... yeah. Okay, so I actually could have left the, this, and that would have been fine. But gold, lapis, blue, respawn anchor, and the only thing here that really it was hard on the harder side to get is the respawn anchors. The rest of these weren't that bad at all. The lapis, because of my villager trading hall, I have all the lapis and all the redstone I will ever need. I can just go through in one trading section and get a total ton of it. All right, so that is how that's supposed to look. And all right, so we're firmly aligned. So I need to basically just put a respawn anchor here. And then the pattern has to continue that way, because then at least it will be consistent. The good thing is it's the same on both sides of the path, so that will make it much easier. Oh, nice. Which farm were you looking up? See, that is super helpful to me. Like, knowing that most of the time discovery is just so hard, but it's great when people find me by going through and finding farms. Actually, no, this may not work. So we have to... let's do the pattern and see where it ends. Because then, yeah, it should be spawn anchor, and then wool, lapis, gold, lapis, wool, spawn anchor. And we're not aligned, so yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. So this is exactly what I was talking about. And when you... oh, the iron farm. Cool. Was it helpful? I hope it was helpful. Like, I don't do a lot of raw tutorials like the way you can... if all you care about is a world download, there's a lot of people who already have that covered. I try to teach people the way that it works, and so you can understand the theory behind it. And then my thought process behind that is, if you know why the whole farm works, you can build any kind of farm you want in any kind of space. Like, rather than just doing the block by block tutorial, like, you just know how to make that farm. But one of the reasons I'm asking is because I'd love to know what, like, how useful it was and everything. Like, I mean, I'm guessing that you, okay, great. I'm guessing you enjoyed, or else you probably wouldn't be here. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make a compromise here, because I can't follow the pattern. If I follow the pattern, then these won't line up, because the way it should be is this should be right, because that's, yeah, we're off by 1. And we know we're aligned on this side because we specifically chose to start with the respawn anchor, but it's still the right things here. So I think we're going to have to make a compromise here and figure out what we're going to do. But thankfully, it is one of the blocks that I don't think many people will notice, and it won't drive me completely insane, because the difference between lapis and wool is relatively small. So I could do this. I could do break the pattern going around the corner, and now we'll be in sync all the way down, which I think it would drive me more insane. This is a question of what will make you more insane. Is it the fact that I skip the pattern here, or is the fact that it won't be in alignment? Like, I'm pretty sure that not being in alignment like this when I go down it, and having them be offset where the right side and the left side will be different in the patterns, I'm pretty sure that will drive me more crazy than merely having a stutter in one point. But we'll see. As we do more builds, more of the builds themselves, we can see which one drives me more nuts. Okay, good. I do like to hear that, Chris and Dylan. Like, that's super helpful that that is the case, because that's kind of like the entire premise that I've done my channel on, is I want more to educate. Like, I think it will be more fun going through so that we understand together rather than just being like, do this, do this, do this. And also, like, quite frankly, I am never going to say that somebody shouldn't do something, or say like their success is undeserved. But there are a number of channels out there now that all they do is take like Ilmango's design and they just repackage it in a video and get hundreds of thousands of views without crediting Ilmango. Like, they bury it somewhere in a comment or in the description, which I really don't like. Like, that seems kind of... It seems kind of like in poor taste that you're treating a person who's giving so much to the community that poorly, and then profiting off of all their work. So I don't want to be one of those channels, and that it's been very important to me from the very beginning that if I take somebody's design, like Metamilo's was the design for my multi-item storage, like, he completely did the base design, and all the redstone is 100% his. Like, the only piece of redstone I changed was the lighting. Like, that wasn't in his designs, but the entire decor is all mine. So I want to take somebody's stuff, give them credit, and then put my own spin on it too. Yeah, I'm hoping this will be barely noticeable. It is going to be a little weird having two illuminated things, but given that let's simulate the flight, because I am a little worried that these corners are going to be a little hard to take, especially at full flying speed, where we go, and yeah, it's doable, but it's close. But yeah, there's no way I'm going to see it when I'm actively flying through around these corners. Although it'll be interesting to see once I get the speed beacon in here, if walking or flying is going to be faster. Like, ultimately, the fastest thing would be an ice path, but I don't have enough ice to do it, and I don't like the design of ice paths. Like, if you have to go a really far distance, like, for example, getting out to the Blaze Farm, which I'll do a quick fly through. Like, this is how we get to our Blaze Farm, and I'm debating making this a ice path, because it goes for quite a ways. And this is how we get out to the Blaze Farm and the Wither Skelly Farm. So you see that we're maybe 2/3 of the way there, and it still keeps going and going and going, to where it's taking us like maybe 30 to 40 seconds to fly down, whereas in a boat it would be half that. So for something like this, it becomes more worthwhile. And this is our Blaze Farm. If you haven't seen this video, I know, Dylan, you said you were new. I specifically spent the time to find a double blaze spawner so that we could build the two right next to each other. And so that's what these are. These are two blaze spawners that when we get within 16 blocks will activate by basic spawner rules. And the other thing that was really cool about it is I found this location near a quad intersection. So our Wither Skeleton farm is right over there too. So it's really like 3 farms built in one. Yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy, like having all that speed. I don't remember exactly how fast it is, but it's really fast. And yeah, this is also my design. Completely built this from scratch. And I'm really happy with it. Like, the intent of this here is really to show, like, the story I wanted to tell was this was something that was built a long time ago and it has since been abandoned, which is why there's so many vines and I use so many cracked materials and broken stairs everywhere. And as you go in here, it's like being held together with chains, and you have whole blocks that are popped out and it's all decaying when you come in here, and the Nether is starting to reclaim it to where there's some of the nylium and we have some dead plants and the fungus and everything. And that was really what I was going for this design. That was the story I wanted to tell. But this is a really productive farm. Like, we'll ignore the tangent here for a second, where, the redstone got overloaded. That's why they're not coming down. This happens sometimes when you unload chunks, is that sometimes the redstone will just lock. And I have to do this to go through and reset it. Because this farm does rely on pistons, so I can just flick that fast to restart the clock. And the pistons will push all the blazes around because there were some problems with lava flow and mobs going around corners. So I specifically have pistons to bump them and to keep them moving in the system. And then we just come here and just kill. And then we just have all the blazes we want and all the blaze rods that we could ever need. So, quick tangent. Don't mind me. But yeah, this farm, like I was saying earlier in the stream, I don't know if you folks were here at the time, but like, this was my design. This was the centerpiece of the design from the very beginning. I knew this is what I wanted to make, and then I designed the whole rest of the farm around it. So it still is, if I come up here, yeah, soul sand is sometimes hard to jump on. So you get the weird acceleration. Yeah, I see you. So, like, this is the fortress as I found it, and the reason why you don't see any mobs is because 100% of this is slabbed. Like, I literally placed, I think, 20 to 25,000 slabs around here in 128 block radius, so this entire thing is spawn-proof for 128 blocks out from where the mob farm is there, which is why you see literally nothing. Infinity. Yeah, I really like coral fans. Like, specifically, I use them to represent, like, things that are dead. Dead vegetation. It's another reason I used it around my portal. But I strongly prefer Infinity just because I don't want to carry around stacks and stacks of arrows. And it really, with Unbreaking 3, it takes a long time to go through a bow. And I would rather just have to create a new bow than have to worry about, do I have enough arrows, and run out of them when I need them, like when a creeper is really close. All right, Brody, thank you for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you. But yeah, in the main Nether portal in my base, like, if you notice that part of the intent of that design was I wanted it to, like, represent that the Nether portal itself was poisoning and contaminating the area. So I used the coral blocks and the coral fans to try and emulate dead parts of the tree where it looked like the vegetation, itself was dying. We can fly back to our project and I can actually show that if people want to see it. Since showing rather than telling tends to be a much better method of storytelling. Okay. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm definitely going to go with that one stutter. It will drive me much less nuts. I do some sports. I don't do a lot of competitive sports, but I do rock climb. Or at least I did before the pandemic closed everything in the world. And that is my favorite thing to do. Rock climbing is wonderful. It is super fun. And it is basically a mental puzzle. Like, you have to figure out how to orient your body in a specific way in order to be able to get up the cliff face or the wall. I do mostly indoor climbing, because it's a heck of a lot easier, especially where I live. The outdoor climbing season is maybe 5 months, because there is no way I'm ice climbing. I'm far more interested in climbing something that's been there for tens of thousands of years rather than something that disappears every season. Oh, I used to golf. I did that for a while, but I lost interest. There's a personal story there that I don't want to get into, unfortunately, because it's a sad story. But I used to golf a lot more than I do now. It is fun. It is a nice way to get out and enjoy the weather too. Yeah, Chris, coral, that's a really good idea, Chris. Like, if you build a volcano or something like that, that could be a really nice ash-covered plant look. I like that idea. What's your favorite type of hole, Dylan, if you go out and in golf a lot? Like, I tended to like the longer holes. They were more fun. Like, I enjoyed my long game wasn't that great, but I liked it a lot more than the short game. It was more fun to me. I don't need you. I don't need you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this has been reasonably good progress. And then we just need to get... I need to get the warped wart blocks here, which means we need to run our tree farm for a while, because I don't have very many of those left. Hooks to the left? Is that because you naturally hooked your shots, or is it just because you enjoy it? Okay, so we definitely need to get rid of this, and I'm going to need to get more sea lanterns. Let's make sure this is all lit up, because the last thing I want is mob surprises. Well, actually, this whole thing needs to come out, because we need soul sand anyway. So I don't know why I'm being careful when I can just be, like, the eliminator. Ah, yes, yeah. Yeah, I did that. I used to have a violent hook that took me quite a while to figure out how to get rid of it. But I don't know. It's a fun game. It's just it was not my passion. But it is still a lot of fun. And it was one of those things where I was looking at it being like, how much time do I want to invest in this? Because I definitely need to invest a lot of time in this in order to play it anywhere near reasonably. Ooh, you hit hard. I'm not going to ignore you. Yeah, go through the portal. I'm not going to play with you when I don't have my sword out. Okay, nope, you just trapped yourself. That's okay. I'm okay with that too. Alright, so we came here because I need lights. Do I have any in my lighting box? Let's see. Ender chest. No. Alright, we need to make a quick trip to the garden. Oh, wrong pick. Yeah, now we have obsidian. Wah wah. That's okay. We can go get another one out of the chest here. Ah, Mark, hey, welcome. I'm glad that you're enjoying it here. Or I'm glad that it seemed like a chat. Let's try again. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, so my English is not the best right now. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad this seemed like a good place to come. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We are on the tail end of our evening where we're doing a nether portal construction. We're doing the area here. So this is, I'll give you a really quick tour. This is my main base right now, which is maybe a quarter of the things that I have built in this world. So this is the main area where we have our super smelter building. And the intent of this area is to look kind of like the 1800s in the US. The area I grew up in was an old mill town, so that's kind of like what this is inspired as. And this is just our main area where we have some basics like a sheep farm and a tree farm over here and our portal, which is the reason I came in here was to say what we were talking about before you joined the stream, which is this is like I use the coral blocks and the coral fans here to kind of show that as the portal is kind of growing into the tree, it's killing it. So we have the tree that's nice and healthy over on this side. And as you get closer to the portal, it gets yellower and yellower and eventually just uses this as like the way that it dies. So that was what I was talking about before with the coral fans. Yeah, Dylan, you definitely, I found you had to practice. Like, whenever I didn't practice on the regular, like, I saw it. Like, I saw the skill go down very quickly. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. It's a lot of work, and it's been a lot of practice. So right now, I need to see where we have... Okay, great. We do have sea lanterns. Let's put away some of the bull. I'm not going to bother. Like, let's just see. I don't need you. I don't need you or you or you. We're not going to work on any of that tonight. We can just throw all that stuff in the sorting system, and it can take care of it for us. This is, if you haven't seen it before, this is the multi-item sorting system. It is pre-configured so that the different types of materials will just automatically go into these chests, and you can see what goes in where down at the bottom here. And the lights at the top represent where everything is in the sorting process. So as it goes around the room, it automatically figures out what chest it's supposed to go into and drops itself in there. And each column here can be represented with a double chest worth of material. So I can have this many individual, which is what, 9 times 6, so 36 different items can go into each row and be auto sorted. But right now I need sea lanterns. I don't know about yeah, this is my massive storage system, so here you go. The dragon, I think what I might do is, the thought that I've had before is like the 1800s, but the 1800s in Minecraft. And there is a dragon in Minecraft. So what was suggested on a previous stream was that I've got this kind of cool cave back here already that goes through the mountain, and to kind of like build the body of the dragon in this cave. And I really liked that idea, so I think I probably will do that. And let me light this up while I'm back here. I keep meaning to do it, and then I don't. And then we get mobs, and I know how great dark caves look on stream. So, yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is take advantage of that idea and build kind of like the dragon is in the mountain. And like we can leave it up to the viewer as an exercise of if it is a benevolent dragon or if it's like taking over the town dragon. But we'll build the body through the mountain and kind of like wrap the tail out here so that the tail just kind of comes out here, and you get the illusion of the dragon having a full body without me having to build it, quite frankly. So I get to be lazy and it gets to look good. So it's a win-win. Yeah. And over here is the iron farm that some folks, you said that this is how you found me in the first place. So yeah. And it's more than productive enough for a single player world. It's probably more than enough for a small multiplayer world, because every now and then it's probably full. Yeah, it's full. Yeah, it's 100% full. Every now and then I just go through here and I break all the chests and I convert it to blocks. But this is more iron than we'll ever need. I should shut it off. It's causing lag for no reason. Yeah, the dragon is built out of largely black wool and black concrete. Like, I wanted some texture to it, but I didn't want it to be purely just black. Like, so you see that there is some concrete mixed in, and there's some wool, and the whole top of it is carpeted so that it's spawn-proofed. And I just put the string up here so that snow doesn't generate on the nose. Like, snow can generate up here, and I don't mind it, but I felt like the dragon has fire in its mouth. It should not have snow on its nose. That just seemed fundamentally wrong. All right. So let's go back and we will do the nether path a bit more and work on the hub. And I am going to call it a night relatively soon because I've been going close to 3 hours. And it is getting late. I am Eastern time, so it's coming up on 11 o'clock at night. All right, so we just need the sea lanterns here to effectively spawn-proof this area. And the other thing I will say for the folks that are new, if you have not already, I would greatly appreciate it if you could follow on Twitch, because I am trying to build up my following on there as well as on YouTube, largely due to financial reasons. If you didn't know, this is a charity stream. I donate 100% of the profits that I make off of this to local food banks. So this is not what I do for a living. I specifically do this in order to help feed people that do not have enough food. And so it definitely helps me. We should probably release that guy. I'll feel bad if I just box him in. But yeah, I don't do this for a living. I do this specifically to help other people. So if people could do it at twitch.tv/overhugs, I would greatly appreciate the follows there. And of course, that's only if you enjoy this and you like what you see. If you have not liked what you've seen, then by no means, by all means, don't do that and tell me why you haven't enjoyed it, because then I can get better. But yeah, if you enjoy it, twitch.tv/overhugs. And we actually don't want that, because that does not go there. We just need the soul sand. And I think a beacon does 50 blocks. So I will probably... I've got plenty of beacons. Like, we have a full stack of wither skulls in our end chest, so that's not going to be a problem. It's more going to be making sure that I build the beacon pyramids correctly to get speed all the way through the hub. Oh yeah, how else can I be better? Like, if I'm not willing to listen to the criticism, then, like, I think it was Garrett was the person that was saying my sound quality wasn't that good. And I 100% want to know, because if that means the difference between somebody who wants to listen to it versus doesn't, then that impacts it a lot. And also, like, quite frankly, part of the reason I did this was so I could learn to do new things. Like, I love learning, and I just love getting new skills and figuring out how to do stuff. So if there's something wrong, then I can dedicate my time to making it be better. Like, I don't know. That just seems like a win-win to me. I learn something, somebody gets to help me. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's, I've always been the kind of person that just really enjoys learning. Like, just for the sake of learning. I find it fun. Like, I have a lot of different hobbies. Like, one of the hobbies that I'm really investing some time in now, outside of Minecraft and OBS and learning how to do all good audio and video online, is 3D printing. And so I spend a decent amount of time going through and tweaking my 3D printer to the point of where I'm probably going to do it as one of the Patreon rewards. Like, for example, when you get to a specific tier or you've contributed enough, I will personally 3D print you something, and at the higher tiers, I will, like, hand paint it for you. So you could have, like, one of the things I've been entertaining doing is a custom Overhugs figurine. Like, just I'll print it out and then I'll hand paint it, and you can have something that is literally you can't buy anywhere and was made by hand. If people were interested in something like that. It is a non-trivial amount of time to print it and to paint them and all that. But if it helps raise money to feed people, I would be more than happy to do it. We've talked about this on the Discord a lot, which if anybody is interested in joining that is just discord.overhugs.com. You should just be able to type that into any web browser, and it'll get you the invite code and take you directly to it. Okay. Yeah. Doing the skip was the right decision. I'm liking the way this looks now. I will respond to anything that is respectful. So you can just call me hey you. My pronouns are he him though. Thank you very much, Impish Information, for the follow. Are you one of the people that was on YouTube, or are you a new person? So this goes here. Yeah, this is a respectful to everyone's stream, so I definitely want to make sure I'm calling people the right names and such, but don't need to go. Okay, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you going over. We now have 25, I think, followers, which means we're halfway there on getting to affiliate for Twitch, which is fantabulous, and thank you much. Okay. All right, we are definitely approaching where I'm starting to wind down and lose a little bit of energy. So I think I'm going to finish this off and probably call it a night. I would like to find someone to raid. So if folks on Twitch would not mind hanging out for that would also be appreciated. Find somebody who is also a small YouTuber, and hopefully they are a small streamer, and hopefully they are also someone who is good, who will continue to entertain you. That, and that, and that, and her, and her, and her. Yeah, this is definitely the right decision. Yeah, that would have 100% driven me crazy. So, definitely not doing that. Also, this is probably the best trick in Minecraft if you don't know this one, which is pick block, which is if you middle click on any block, it will automatically select that into your inventory. That saves me so much time. Excellent. Thank you, Chris, for following his information, and thank you, what is that, Dilly Good? Which I assume that's you, Dylan, since it looks very, very similar. So thank you and appreciated. Yeah, unfortunately, the monetization of YouTube and people, I apologize if people have heard me say this too many times because it's, I am slightly annoyed about it. In order to monetize in YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which right now today we have about 720, 730 followers and about 400 hours of public watch time. So where it is very difficult to get monetized on YouTube, where it's much easier to get monetized on Twitch, where I can actually donate those dollars much sooner. Oh yeah. Watch on whatever you want. Like, even if you said I don't have a Twitch account or I don't want to, I would still greatly thank you for being here in the first place. Like, anywhere you want to, I'm just happy you're here. You do you, and you do whatever is the best experience for you. I am not one to tell someone how they should enjoy things or what they should do. I think it's great, and I'm happy you're here, and that's the end of that. Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. YouTube quality tends to be better. Twitch has better community features, but like, given that 95% of my audience is on YouTube, I'm certainly not gonna tell people what they should or shouldn't do. All right. Okay, I am definitely starting to fade, so I think we're going to call it a night. Coming up, like I said, 10 minutes to 3 hours. So let me see, for the folks that are on Twitch, let me see if there's someone I can raid. Who is on that I know? No one that I know, surprisingly. Let's just find somebody way at the bottom on Minecraft. I know there was a website that was 0 viewers on Twitch. I'll need to load that up and come up. All right, we'll raid this short Zelda 22 person, because I have no idea who they are, but hopefully they are someone that will be entertaining to the folks that are still watching on Twitch. And I don't know. Otherwise, I am, again, very grateful to everybody who has been here, and thank you for being here, and thank you for chatting and making building this Nether tunnel and everything entertaining. And as always, I hope you have the most wonderful of days, and I'll see you soon. And I can learn how to raid. Really, I can. All right. Thank you much.